I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat.
Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yes.
Welcome to the middle of the week.
Halfway day.
It's a bit windy out there.
Tis a bit. I was kind of hoping that the night would take the wind away, but boy, did it not.
Oh yeah, it's well, it. To be honest, it didn't feel that windy till later in the day, like late.
Yeah.
Like
well, we were in vehicles and or a building for most of the day.
Yeah.
It was real windy out there.
Well, it seemed like Artesia wasn't too bad, and then
were you there?
Compared to like what we've seen.
True. Okay, fair enough.
Like it seemed much worse in between.
Right.
Like Artesia didn't seem too bad when I got here. Didn't seem too bad, but driving in between seemed bad.
Yeah. Yeah, the drive was treacherous.
It was,
I was
all over the place.
And I've done the drive to and from Artesia and Carlsbad a million times, especially since, working here with Pecos Valley. I don't think I've been to Artesia as many times since I've been here, but I've done that drive a million times. I could do it in my sleep. I could do it with my knee. I was white-knuckled from the majority of that drive yesterday because every micro burst of wind, my car would just whip to the side like a sail.
Whipping nay-nay?
Yeah, I was whipping and nay-naying all over the place, just trying to maintain a lane.
I think that reference is old. Even new people are like, what's whipping nay-nay?
What's a whipping a nay-nay? It's all right. Chris is still on my phone. It's Chris whipping nay-nay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe you should, since it's Chris and Angela, just call him whipping nay-nay.
Whipping it? Oh, look at that. I like it. I've said it to him twice now, and all I've gotten from him was a
He probably doesn't like
I don't
it.
think he appreciates
He probably
it.
heard it a lot.
I'm sure.
A lot.
Like, oh, I never heard that one.
Yeah.
You ever had somebody call you Jonathan? Good one.
It's all right. I got the cross that is Mikey.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's all right.
y'all can just shut your mouths because I got that.
Our boss's name is fun to play with because I call him Jonathan a lot.
Well, and then you got the whole hygiene
Or
thing.
Genial. Yeah, Genial's a fun one.
And you got the whole hygiene thing, hygiene,
This is a very obscure reference. We had back in the mix days, we had a listener, actually a salesperson, part-time, wasn't he, at one point, named Gene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I remember that because he used to come in, we always say, hi, Gene. And it was a big funny moment for us dads to be, or at least this dad to be. I was rocking them puns from the get-go.
Yep. And it just got better from there.
And now we hang out with the mayor.
Hey, I gotta say, since the mayor's in the room here, it has nothing to do with nothing, what we just talked about. But
Right.
I know the mayor's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Yes. And this is so funny. Mike Tomlin, who's the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of rumors in the media that
There you go.
he
It's going to do it for you.
a lot of rumors in the media that he wants to USC is looking for a new head coach, the college football team, USC.
Okay.
And there's a lot of rumors out there that Tomlin was going to leave the Pittsburgh Steelers to go head coach the USC Trojans. Well, in Mike Tomlin's Coach Tomlin's press conference yesterday, they asked him said question. I'm going to read the quote direct because
Is that good?
it's funny. This is what Mike Tomlin's response was to the reporter.
All right.
I don't have time for that speculation. That's a joke to me, Tomlin said regarding the USC speculation. I have one of the best jobs in all of professional sport. Why would I have any interest in coaching college football? Never say never, but never. There's not a booster with a big enough blank check.
Dang. Well, but then again, I feel like bluff could be called. They don't underpay college coaches.
Yeah, but come
No,
on.
they sure don't.
That's a step down.
I would say
It's
I
not
would
even
say
like
it's
a bad NFL team. It's Pittsburgh.
Dude, look at
yeah.
how hot college is over the last decade, especially.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think it's more of it's a lateral move. I wouldn't say necessarily a step up.
No,
I don't think it's a step
not
up.
even.
I'll tell you what makes Pittsburgh different. Since 1969, they've had, 4 head coaches?
Yeah. They kind of have a pretty stable ownership. And
Yeah.
you never hear coaches complaining out of Pittsburgh. It is
It is an incredible program. And the family that owns the Steelers that has owned them, their attitude has been, hey, the coach is the coach. You get a decade or more.
Yeah.
You sign on, you've got it for a decade. I mean, I can remember all the way back to Chuck Noll.
Yeah.
He took over in '69 and built that team into, the powerhouse that it is.
Nice.
And if it's not in the Super Bowl, it's in contention. My problem is I'm a little frustrated with professional athletes these days because of lots of reasons. So I don't follow
It's close,
like I used to.
That's true. Yeah, because the NFL is just frustrating to watch. But you're right. Pittsburgh, it's one of those staple franchises. It's solid. You know what I mean?
You're right.
It would
solid
be
base.
it would be going from a very stable, high-paying position to a lightning rod / unstable situation.
Now, and here's the other
only
point.
way he wins is if he.
Oh yeah,
blows
no,
that-
because the spotlight would definitely be right directly on
it's
him.
more of a
on him.
lose-lose for him.
Yeah, and see, what do you got at this in professional football? You got professional players, right? Guys who show up for a paycheck, they do the job, they know what they're supposed to.
Right.
God bless, and I'm going to say this about high school football coaches. High school football coaches, their careers, their income are dependent upon rational behavior by adolescent males. It is the definition of insanity.
And we thank you for your service.
It's like, and then college is only a little bit better. They're only about 1 to 4 years older.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So they are nuts.
And granted, taking a step out into that spotlight would be putting himself right there, at that point where it's a make or break situation. And the other explanation or the other argument is if he stays where he's at, he's never going to have to worry about being moist ever again. All those towels, the collective terrible towels of the people will keep him dry for years to come.
Yeah.
There is the towels.
The terry cloth Avengers.
Problem is, he's got to lay off all those sandwiches with French fries on all over Pittsburgh. So one place decided to put French fries on a sandwich, and they think they're a gourmet dish.
And they're not. All right.
Not for nothing, but I've been putting potato chips on a peanut butter and jelly for a couple years.
It's tasty, but don't call me a chef
Here's
after I
my
do
question:
it. All right?
How come nobody's come up with a famous sandwich called a Pittsburgher? I feel like we're missing out on a prime market opportunity there.
Whoa, wait a minute here. All right. That you've raised a challenge.
Okay.
I know whom we need to talk to.
All right.
All right.
I
And
know
we'll
a guy.
start working it.
Working on a Pittsburgher.
He knows a guy.
We
Right.
got to be careful in the marketing because, Pittsburgher could go either way.
You're right. As it doesn't really roll off the tongue quite as if you break it down
Well,
syllabically.
It's like this
You
burger's
have
the
you have to rephrase that. Pittsburgh green chili masterpiece.
Yeah, you might have to work on the marketing. a little
Or we
bit.
make it in Spanish. El Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Burguesa de Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, Italian. That's even better. No. Sorry, I don't mean to diss the Spanish, but yeah, I like the. Or I don't know, maybe Russian.
It's fusion.
Or how about German?
The Germans are known for their meat.
Yeah,
I know that.
that's true.
Hey, let me give you the rundown for today's show. I haven't done any of that. That way we have time to actually talk to the mayor.
Is the mayor going to be here?
Allegedly.
I heard that.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Rumor
Have it on
has
good
it.
authority.
Rumor
Yes.
has it.
Well,
Who leaves a window open, by the way, when it's like
I
this?
cracked it because it was stuffy in here. So
Okay.
if it's too much, close it. But I came in here and it just was getting stuffier the longer I sat in here, so I went ahead and cracked that window.
Consider me your windbreaker.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm going to
There
move
you
in a
go.
second, but
But Mayor Dennis Kentile will join us here. Yesterday, there was a special city council meeting out at the fire station out by the airport.
Yep.
Actually, part of it was a joint with the county, and
Yeah.
part was city business, but we'll talk
It
all
was
about
theatrical.
that. There you go. It was thespian-like.
Political theater.
They had powder wigs and everything.
Yeah, that's it. Pomp and ceremony. Dun, dun, dun.
A lot of begats. and
long gloves with which to strike.
So many begats going on. But anyway. No, but Mayor's going to join us to give us a recap of the meeting yesterday, special city council meeting. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we'll have the folks from Big Brothers and Big Sisters join us. I'm not sure if it'll be Bill Wolf or Amanda or maybe both. But this Saturday is their finally Bowl for Kids' Sake event that they were going to have 2 years ago.
Yeah, really?
Because of COVID, everything got put. Well, they're having a Halloween version of that this Saturday out of Center City Lane. So still got a little time to help out and put teams together and all. So we'll talk with them about that here in a little bit. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, one of the folks from American Legion Post 61 join us, talking about their Halloween event on Saturday, talking Veterans Parade, all that good stuff with them. So that'll be coming up here about 9:15 or so. And then we'll do all the other stuff, the news of the local and national variety, town hall business update, and whatever else we can conjure up for this hour or today's show.
I got a naive question for our honored mayor here.
That makes me nervous when he the adverbs makes me nervous.
He's really set the table there.
How do you identify? I guess is the question, but
How about Dennis?
there you go. I've got a question for young Dennis here. And maybe this is just me being naive. And I don't know if there's like an actual answer to this, but why is it every mayor or every proclamation in general starts with the words "whereas"? I've always wondered that whenever I see like a proclamation or like something from any like official office. I don't really know parliamentary procedure.
I don't know.
But every single procedure or proclamation I've ever seen you put out starts with the phrase "whereas."
Yep.
I've always wondered why that is,
Well,
and he's not going to tell me.
no, because this is a family radio show.
Is it one of those things where I have to get to like OT level 2 of Scientology before I reveal?
It. Yep.
I could tell you, but I have to kill you.
And normally I would laugh at that, but this guy knows people. He knows a guy who's going to hook us up with a sandwich called a Pittsburgher. I mean, he obviously knows some people.
Yeah, I know some people I got to talk to. I know people. People know me. I know people.
There you go.
That's
There we
right.
go.
Sean will be in the alley. Let's see 2 people come up. Whereas none of your business, boy.
Whereas if it were something for you need to worry about, whereas you slashed your tires.
All right.
All right. It is 7:18. We should probably do some weather to break here. So
Yeah, you got to pay for this, don't you?
we do. Yeah, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A cold front is moving into eastern New Mexico. That'll keep our temperatures pretty comfortable today with low to mid 70s, but the wind will be gusty up to 35 miles per hour. Plenty of sunshine, upper 30s and clear for the overnight hours and breezy. And then not as windy tomorrow. We'll stay around 70 on our afternoon high with sunshine, warming back up to the mid 70s and sunny Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, where'd my weather go? Someone done stole my weather. I guess. I had a weather, and then my weather's. I guess it.
I would say it's windy outside.
Yeah, you got a window, open it. Here we go. Currently 53 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 28%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 17, gusting to 25 miles per hour. Sunny and 73 today. That's our high, 73.
Ooh.
Winds will remain breezy out of the northwest, 20 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. Tonight, going to be a little chilly. Not quite freezing chilly, but our overnight low around 40. So
Well, that's cold.
that's cold.
That's cold.
Northwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. That's the part that's going to kind of stink. Thursday, sunny. High of only 70 tomorrow with northwest winds 5 to 10. So that's the good news. The winds tapered off. And because of that, I think it'll bring a little bit warmer temperatures after Friday. or after Thursday. Clear skies for Thursday night with an overnight low of 39 degrees.
Ooh.
Yeah, down below 40. Southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, sunny 74, winds out of the south 5 to 10. And then, believe it or not, we're back in the mid-80s on Saturday. Saturday and 84.
You got to love it.
And then, but wait, there's more. We're back down to 75 and sunny on Sunday. So welcome to the roller coaster that is this weekend. And then looks like we'll be floating in the low 70s Monday, mid 60s by Tuesday of next week. So the Saturday 80s is short-lived there. All right, it is 7:20. We got a 2.5-minute commercial break, so we're going to take care of that right now. And then Mayor Dennis Kentai will join us. We'll get all the skinny on yesterday's special city council meeting. And then whatever else we'll talk in city stuff, too, so don't go away.
What a great time of year this is. Leaves are changing, pecans are falling, and that feeling of autumn is in the air. Along with the change of seasons, your friends at the Tailgate Nation Roswell Ford suggested it may be time for a change of vehicles. And at Roswell Ford, there's no shortage of good, clean, late model cars and trucks that will serve your family for many years. For instance, right now, Roswell Ford has a beautiful 2020 Ford F-150 Lariat Crew Cab 4x4 with only 26,000 miles, and it's only $54,980. Oh, and here's a great deal on an SUV, a 2018 Ford Explorer XLT with less than 42,000 miles for just $28,980. They'll go fast, so you better hurry. Remember, Roswell Ford backs up all their pre-owned vehicles with a 3-day money-back guarantee, so you don't have to worry about making a mistake. And if you have a lightly used car or truck, Roswell Ford wants to see it. You'll probably be surprised how much it's worth. Whether you're thinking of buying or thinking of selling, come see us at Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation.
Sometimes we put off important health needs like surgeries because, well, we worry about the pain and time needed for recovery. Dr. Paul Torres, a board-certified general surgeon, has joined Loveless Specialty Healthcare and is helping patients in the Roswell area get back to the lives they love with less pain and a faster recovery through advances in minimally invasive surgery. To find out if laparoscopic surgery is the best solution for you, call Loveless and make an appointment today at 575-625-3222.
Family fun awaits you at Night of the Living Zoo, happening October 29th and 30th from 5 to 9 p.m. each day at the Spring River Zoo in Roswell. Bring out the whole family for trick-or-treating, fun games and activities, all part of a frightful, fun family night. Get your tickets now. Pre-purchase your tickets online at roswellconnect.com. Night of the Living Zoo, October 29th and 30th at the Spring River Zoo on East College in Roswell. Come and enjoy some family fun, if you dare.
Mays Lumber has all the hard-to-find hardwood you've been looking for. Oak, cherry, walnut, poplar, and maple. Plus, hard-to-find exotic woods like purple heart, zebra wood, ambrosia maple, black limba, and bloodwood. Perfect for that one-of-a-kind gift piece or table. Get ready with Formica and Wilson Art countertops in 12-footer custom length with installation available. Make it happen at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, serving southeastern New Mexico and beyond since 1934.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Turtles can breathe through their butts. We imagine you know some people who do that too, because that's where their heads reside. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 7:23, and of course, I guess officially joining us in his mayoral capacity, Mayor Dennis Kentai with us this morning. Good morning, sir.
Mayoral. It has a weird sense.
It sounds very important,
oral,
doesn't it?
Oral. Kind of dental. Maybe mayor oral.
I think it sounds
dental,
classier than gubernatorial.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel more.
That sounds German.
Yeah, it's very guttural.
Yeah.
But good morning, sir. How are you
Good
doing
morning. Pretty good.
Good deal. Well, for folks that don't know, the city and county, it was a joint for at least part of the meeting.
Yes, it
was a city council meeting yesterday. It was out at the firehouse out. Is that number 4? The one out at the
Fire
airport?
Station 4 is out at the airport, right there on the ramp. And in all candor, and you know me, I'm kind of a blunt guy. This was political theater.
Okay,
that's really what we did. We went out there. Hats off to the fire department. Hats off to the city clerk and her staff, and big hats off to the city's IT department. Those guys did an amazing job putting this together, and by that I mean setting up the whole system to do the projection. We have PowerPoints at our thing, so we had to have that. We have to be online, so we did that. They have microphones, recording equipment, and the city staff recorded this whole thing, and it's available because you're right. There was actually 2 meetings. So that we're kind of flipping back and forth, a meeting of the county commission and a meeting of the city council. So that's not an easy thing to do. And like I said, tremendous work by staff to do it down at that forum. And the funny thing was, the desire was to have the doors open so that you could see the planes in the back. With that wind,
yesterday's weather wasn't the most cooperative.
Plus, we've been threatened to be boiled in oil by TSA if we had the doors open, and that was a little more drama too. And
that's something if you don't work or never worked in the airline industry or never spent time working at airports and things, security is a different world there than it is in most circles. And so
absolutely,
things that we take for granted outside of those circles, they do not in those. So things like a door open is a big deal in that world.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, so what we did is we started off, the county commission came to order. They did a roll call and they began, tossed it over to us. We did a roll call, approval of the agenda. We actually had more items than what we were meeting jointly for, and I'll come to that in a minute. Then I'll go back to the county. And what really drove this is a joint resolution. In other words, the words are exactly the same for this resolution. In other words, just one copy of it, and there's 2 different numbers. There's a city number and there's a county number. And it was a joint resolution dealing with capital outlay.
Okay.
Now, let's back up a little bit here, because this has been kind of a bone of contention now for about 3 years. Not quite. I'd say it goes back to the December of 19. This county commission received from Governor Grisham $5 million in capital outlay for use at the Roswell Air Center.
Okay.
Well, this is a little complicated because the county commission does not own the Roswell Air Center.
Sure.
The city of Roswell owns it.
Yeah.
And the concept was pushed that we use this money, the money was to be used to develop infrastructure on the southeast corner. Now, the southeast corner, where are we talking about? Well, if you know where the drag strip is, go past the end of the drag strip.
Gotcha.
That's the southeast corner.
Okay.
There is nothing out there.
All right.
And the road to get there, YO Road, is not real good. It's actually technically a city street, and we maintain it, but it is not.
It's a road to nowhere at the moment.
Well, it goes around the perimeter, but the problem is it's not capable of heavy traffic.
Gotcha. Anything more than a pickup truck or 2.
Exactly. That's what it's designed for and was capable of handling. So this started a whole dramatic confusion back and forth. We finally worked out that, hey, we could run a water line, replace the existing water line over to the alert pad, which is building 1166. Used to be the Mystic. Now it's a new company called Avex. They bought out Mystic, and they're coming in with a whole new approach on a number of things.
Are they doing the same kind of training that Mystic does?
They're going to be much more aviation-oriented, and we have to tread carefully here about what all they're working on.
Sure, yeah, a lot of it's top secret. I've been over there. And I was very lucky when I was in Leadership Roswell. I got a chance to tour the facility when it was Mystic, and they did amazing work over there. But yeah, a lot of it is none of your business.
Yeah, which is fine. They have, and Mystic has other assets that went with to Avex. But the point being that that's an old water line, and it's what they call the trans site. It still functioned, but trans site was a product came out in the 1920s. And so it was a great way of moving water because it's a combination of cement and asbestos.
All right.
No joke.
2 things a growing boy needs.
Yeah, exactly. So that needs to be. We have a bunch of that elsewhere in the city. We're in the process of replacing. The more interesting aspect of it is this: you get over there to 1166, the alert pads, and in early 1990s, a water line was run to the east, under Wyo Road, to serve the neighborhoods there to the east of Wyo Road. There's about a dozen houses that are on city water. Now, this was done by the Army Corps of Engineers as part of an effort to protect these folks from some contamination that had occurred to groundwater back when it was an Air Force base.
Okay.
And so the Army Corps of Engineers, the problem is the pressure levels are pretty low getting out there to the far east end. And eventually we're going to have to upgrade this. So where are we going with this? This goes back to the $5 million that the governor gave to the county for use at the Air Center.
Gotcha.
So that money has been split. $2 million went towards that project. Then $3 million is to go towards the large hangar project that is to bring in Ascent Aviation to Roswell. And that's going to build a large hangar over there by the paint hangar, Dean Baldwin, just to the southeast of that.
Okay.
That's a major project. That's going to require the city to basically front about $9 million, but we eventually will recover.
Okay.
Some of that $9 million will be paid by the $3 million that the county received from the state. This is where it gets. This is what the frustration I have is. There's so many pieces in this that have delayed getting this project done. So we have $3 million there. We will also have some additional money that we will come from higher rents that are supposed to be covered by the state through another project. But in the interim, it is the city's internal resources that will make this project happen.
Gotcha.
All right. Now let's go back to the water line. The engineering work is costing us about $350,000. That leaves about 1.6 for the actual building of the water line. There was some concern that wouldn't be enough to complete it. So the county commission decided they would put on their capital outlay request another $5 million.
Okay.
There's some concern that this needed to have been coordinated more closely with the city. County commissioners did not talk directly to city staff, nor to the city manager, nor to me, but they talked to some counselors. So some counselors said, sure, that's a great idea.
Okay.
Well, what we have now is a $5 million request by the county to do water lines. The city also has asked for $5 million to actually do the things that need to be done out there. By that, I mean hangars, ramp improvements, warehouses.
Sure.
We are
the other maintenance of the other facilities already currently being used.
Like, for example, the Ascent project, I mentioned it was a $9 million project. We are going to have to cover a significant chunk of that.
Sure.
But like, for example, Building 112 has been used as a warehouse. That's one of those narrow warehouses to the east of Job Corps. That building has some issues with it and is probably going to have to be demolished.
Okay.
So we need to replace that warehouse. What do we do with that? Lots of moving parts here. We have acquired, the city council approved last meeting to purchase a fabric structure from RUB.
Okay.
They're going to be the ones building the hangar over there by Dean Baldwin. But this is a large structure that was previously ordered by someone who changed their mind. It's sitting on this, quote, sitting on the shelf at RUB.
Okay.
And so we got a good deal on it.
Okay.
It's 120 by 180, 26-foot high door for $650,000, and that includes installation.
Okay.
Well, bam. So where do we put that?
Yeah.
And we've actually got 3 tenants, current tenants, who have expressed interest in utilizing that building. Now, we depending on where we put it, we're going to have to do some preparations. But these are all the kinds of things that the city's requested the $5 million for, so we can immediately move forward with these projects.
Well, it's good to see that, that the push is being done to do upgrades and do things out at that airport now. And I mean, there's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of, I guess you could say, fingers in the pie, so to speak, here. But it is good to see that at least we're making progress on this.
And I kind of cringe when people say, "Well, it's about time." going back 8 years, this administration began to push to get things upgraded out there. And
well, that's what I'm saying. The red tape has been astronomical.
The Dean Baldwin building, 1183, the roof was a complete disaster and had been for 20 years. No one had bothered to fix it. And yeah, I'm going to pat myself on the back here for a second. Ooh, ouch. Yeah. Anyway, the point being that we put together the funding from multiple sources to build a new roof. Now, notice how I worded that. I didn't say repair. I didn't say replace. I meant build a new roof. And we went all the way down and built this whole thing.
Sure. Well,
and that was an almost $8 million project.
Well, and that's what, when I say the good part, I think, but also too is this is stuff that the city and the county really has been fighting the state trying to get funding and things for many projects through the year, and it feels like y'all been hitting brick walls and dead ends for that whole time, and now it's like, well, finally we at least got some money from somebody to at least start some and do some work down here.
True.
Yeah.
We did the water towers. The new water towers is a $7 million project. The addition to Hangar 84, we got a $2.8 million grant from the economic development, the feds. And, the other major thing that I worked on for years with and credit goes to former Congressman Steve Pierce. We got federal legislation changed so that this air center would now be eligible for a special pot of money that was designed to help communities who had inherited closed bases. The problem was we'd never been eligible before because our base closed
before the window, right?
Yeah, in 1967, and you had to have been closed basically in the late 70s, early 80s. So Congressman Pierce was able to get that legislation through. We did have some help from our Senator Udall. And so at the end, we got the change, and we're starting to get funding through that mechanism now. We got like $2 million for...
That was kind of the linchpin holding the dam back a little bit, yeah.
$2 million for the terminal parking lot area to the west of the current parking lot. We've got about $3.5 million for ramp improvements, and that's underappreciated, but that has to be worked on. We're getting another $3.5 million that will go into the ramp area associated with the addition to Hangar 84. So we've been moving aggressively with these things, and the frustration is that the staff and the city have been working diligently to do these upgrades, and okay, if you want to help us, great, but work with us to do this. Don't just say, hey, we're going to get money for this project over here. The analogy is me getting money to remodel the kitchen of my neighbor's house when what my neighbor needs is a new roof.
Gotcha. Yeah, I understand.
So don't try and push this. We've been talking, and so this was a frustrating evening in many ways. We did this the way it was, and a lot of credit goes to Councilor Perry because the governor's office talks to Councilor Perry. The governor's office will not talk to me.
Really?
Oh, yes. They are concerned that I am too critical, too blunt, and so they flat out do not call me and will not talk to me.
Too bad. You're the mayor. That's their job.
Well, Councilor Perry is a much nicer person than I am. He's a pastor. I'm an old cop. There's a difference here, okay? Get the theme.
So you're bad cop, he's good cop.
Yeah, so they talked to Councilor Perry, and Councilor Perry, to his credit, is the one who came up with this resolution to basically have the county commission and the city council hold hands and sing Kumbaya. I want you to know we did not sing last night, nor did we hold hands. But we did figuratively. There's a lot of moving parts here. There's some involvement with a former state senator who has access to the fourth floor, who's a buddy of the governor, that has influence with the county commission more so than he has with the city council. So it was. It's been a difficult time, but we got this done, and credit goes to Councilor Perry for doing it. I minimized, and my fault, but I minimized the amount of political theater we had last night just because we had lots of work to do, and it wasn't a very nice night to be out. So we got through this pretty straightforward. This was actually an 8-1 vote by the city council. Councilor Kennard was not there because
she had a baby.
Congratulations!
I saw yesterday on Facebook.
Yeah. So
I
believe Margaret Kennard is the first sitting city councilor to give birth while on the council.
Wasn't Councilor Perry? Just kidding.
Yeah. He looks. Never mind.
He just has a lot of kids.
He has a lot of kids. Yeah, but she is actually giving. You know, Councilor Perry didn't give birth. His wife gave birth.
I know. I'm having fun.
So let's be upfront about
just
that.
having a little fun.
Yeah, I know. So, and Councilor Best was the no vote, and Councilor Best expressed her frustrations about the way this was done, and Councilor Orpesa, to his credit, asked some pointed questions about whether or not this meant the county could just come in and do whatever they wanted on city property, and the answer is no. This is a city asset, plus it's controlled. I mean, and you kind of alluded to it earlier, just to walk on the airport, you have to have the right badges. I don't have a badge, and I guarantee you nobody who works for the county commission has a badge.
Right.
So we're trying to work through this, and this is, I believe, unnecessarily complicated because of Governor Grisham. And if she really wants to help economic area down here, send the money to Roswell Air Center.
Yeah.
Send it to the city. We can tell you the projects we'll work on, and we will do it well. But don't play games like this, that we have to go through this convoluted mess of political theater. I really am frustrated with the fourth floor, as we refer to it in Santa Fe. But, we're going to give it a shot. We will see what happens in the next session. We will see, A, if there is a capital outlay appropriation, B, are there two, and C, who will be the fiscal agent? In other words, who will control the dollars? Those are going to be interesting questions to be answered, and it will show what the governor's true intention is, because she controls stuff.
Yeah.
And if she wants to make this complicated, she's doing it for political reasons, not to improve the economic activity of Roswell, Southeast New Mexico, and the state of New Mexico.
Well, that's one of the ways they get to show or abuse or whatever you want to say their power.
Yep, that they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and we actually had two other items.
Okay.
Yeah, we got time.
Yeah, we got time.
Oh my gosh, we got lots of time. So we actually took a break after we voted on this, and normally we don't have resolutions signed by all the counselors. I guess they used to do that years and years ago.
Okay.
But we don't these days. So we had everybody present sign, both the county commission and the city council.
Okay.
So we have.
I think it's more of the pageantry now.
Yeah,
when you have the entire council.
This along with it goes with those whereases.
Yeah, all the whereases.
Yeah, the powdered wigs. Yeah, that's like good. Oh, it's good theater. Good theater. Yeah, there's probably.
And according to Mel Brooks, when you yell "Lend me your ears," everyone throws their ear off at you.
Oh my gosh!
Robin Hood Men in Tights. Lend me your ears.
So, the next item up that we talked about is also something that's going to be of interest. It is redistricting for the city council. What's going on? Every 10 years, there's a census. When the census is done, you redistrict. Now,
and it trickles up, down, basically. Yeah.
The interesting thing is the state legislature, in her all-knowing wisdom, passed some legislation requiring municipalities whose elections will be in March of 22 to do their redistricting in the calendar year in which the data is released.
Which was
this year.
So you got to get it done.
We have to do it this year. Plus, because of the election requirements of the state, we have to have it done by December 1st.
Okay, so you got less than a month, or just about a month.
Yeah. So we got time. We're going to have to move on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, state of New Mexico. Once again, this has to do with the folks in Santa Fe and their infinite wisdom, taking away local discretion and
when
control.
can they start planning? Like, do you have to wait before the state sets their districts before
No.
you can do, or can it
No.
all be done simultaneously?
No, we're going to be doing ours actually before the state does
Gotcha.
theirs. They will
Okay.
be doing, the legislature will meet in December. They didn't give themselves any kind of restrictions. So what we do, we have what's called, because this is an ordinance, we both first have to authorize to advertise for a future public hearing and vote. Ugh, that's almost a whereas clause in itself. That's what we did last night. But you have to have the proposed ordinance in the document. Well, what we didn't have, we don't know what it's going to look like yet. So what we put in there was the existing boundaries. So these are the precincts that are in Ward 1, precincts in Ward 2. And one other little glitch for you, too. There is, under state statute, you cannot split precincts. Okay? That's a new requirement.
Okay.
We have 2 precincts that are split. One is over, I think it's 16 or 22 on, basically it's around College and Union. There's another one south of that, also in the Union area, around Union and Bland, somewhere in there. So we're going, whether we wanted to stay, even if we wanted to stay with the existing boundaries, we cannot. We simply cannot. And
You
then
can
there's
make
the
it
issue of
close, sort of, depending on how you resolve the splits.
And then there's the issue of disparity in growth. While the overall numbers are pretty flat, there's no debating that there's been tremendous growth on the east and west sides.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going to drive this. We are having a workshop on November 8th. November 8th at the convention center. We're not going back down to Fire Station 4. We're back at the convention center.
Is that a Monday?
Yes, it is a Monday.
Yeah.
Starting at 4 o'clock. We'll probably go to about 7. And what it is going to be a workshop. In other words, we're not going to take action, but we're going to have question and answer. We're going to have the New Mexico demographics, who's doing our redistricting work. We'll have representative there. We have 4 plans that have been made available.
Okay.
A, B, C, and D. You like the naming?
How original.
How original. So those 4 plans will be looked at, and then copies have been made available to the counselors or made available to the public. You can vote on, I will, normally at workshops, we don't take public input.
Sure.
We will have it at this one.
Gotcha.
So if you want to have a comment about it, keep it succinct.
Have you seen the plans already? Or
Yeah, I have.
just, and I don't want to.
You know what? They don't impact me.
Well, that's what I was saying. Are they all like, when we looked
They're
at the state?
different.
Well, if we looked at the state one, there was like 3 of them that were kind of in line, and one that was like way out there. I mean, as far as these 4 go, are they're
pretty close,
pretty in line with each other for the most part? Okay.
We're not that big an area, and the shifts around a little bit are reasonable. We're going to have some discussions, and we're going to see where we go. But and then on the 18th of November, at our regular city council meeting, which is a week later than normal because of Veterans Day.
Veterans Day, yeah.
Does this sound like a complicated month? I'm going to look so forward to Thanksgiving. Please, just give me some.
At least I know that's on a Thursday.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to get through that on the 18th. We will actually vote for it. So we are done. We will ship everything off to the state by December 1, and we will have the election on March 1. Filing day will be January 4th.
Yes.
So this is an important thing. We will nail down what the new boundaries are for these wards by the 18th of November. So individuals interested in running for city council need to be alert and take a look at this to see which ward they would fall into.
Absolutely.
And we'll see how this plays out. And the joke, of course, from my perspective, is that I don't get redistricted. My district is the city limits, and that didn't change. So there's me and the municipal judge, the only 2 in that boat. But this was just an introductory level effort last night.
Okay.
Last item, and we're getting close to the end here.
This is the
deals with a infrastructure reimbursement program, the effort to try and reduce the burdens for new housing developments by seeing to it that what becomes city assets are paid for by the city. What am I talking about?
Like roads and waterworks?
More importantly, water and sewer lines.
Okay.
Why is that important? Well, the interesting thing about those are they have to be trenched. You have to 2 trenches. You can't have the water and the sewer in the same trench.
Sure.
That's not allowed.
Well, and just because it's a pressurized system, the more you add to it, the more adjustments you have to make to keep the pressure where it's supposed to be.
And sewer is a fascinating little. This sounds really geeky, doesn't it? I'm sorry, but the sewer lines, it's gravity fed for the most part. We have 4 lift stations in the entire city, which is an incredibly small number. What's a lift station? It's where the stuff flows down to a point. The stuff,
it stopped going downhill. It's got to go uphill to get back downhill again.
Yeah, exactly. So you lift it with a pump. Anyway,
think of it like the dominoes. You know those dominoes mazes people set up. It's an operating thing to switch it to the next phase of the dominoes chain.
Something goes up, and then anyway. The interesting thing about this is once people are hooked into the city water system or the city sewer system, they're customers. They pay a fee. They pay. Or the residents or the occupants of that property pay forever.
Okay.
And they never stop being our customer. So the city's ability to recoup its expenses is much better than anybody else. And like I said, this becomes an additional revenue source for the city. So the thinking is, and I think very rational, and this is actually a point that was made to me by former counselor Caleb Grant, sharp young guy, who abandoned us and ran off and moved outside the city limits. That dirty scum. Do I sound too? Anyway, so if you're listening, Grant, you need to run for county commission. Anyway, no, all seriousness is that Caleb Grant really pointed this out to me. It's kind of like cable or dish.
Right.
You get a break on signing up and getting installation. Why?
Because now they got you in.
And
then you forget to turn it off in 3 months when they start charging you for it or whatever it is. Yeah.
But this is a lot more basic and necessary. So this has been a subject of some discussion. This got a little complicated because we had a substitute version of the resolution, and we had an amendment to the substitute. I even got confused on this one. God bless our city attorney, Parker Patterson. Parker helped me stay within the lines, and we got through this 9-0. We had a closed session, and we can't talk about that.
Yep.
But it turned into a 2-hour meeting, and we what began as political theater ended with some real serious needed to be done city work. And so the theatrical part was acceptable. Wasn't as potent as we would have liked with the doors open and everything like that, but we had so much work to do.
Sure.
We got through it.
And the ball's rolling now. So.
Ball's rolling. We'll see.
Again, folks, don't forget, November 8th is that redistricting workshop.
Yes.
Public is invited to participate. Will that be online too?
Yes,
city
we do
council
everything.
meetings?
Oh, we do everything.
So you can probably watch it online, roswell-nm.gov.
Yeah.
And I imagine if you want to comment, just like city council meetings, there'll be a go-to-meeting link that you register in, and at the appropriate time, they'll give you the time to speak. Awesome. Well, thank you, sir.
All right.
Appreciate the visit. We'll see you here in a couple. Well, actually, we'll probably see you before the 18th or whatever that time is. But if not, we'll see you then.
Yeah, let's see how we're looking at the city redistricting effort. That'll be very interesting.
Sure. Well, and it's one of those things that we all been anxiously awaiting and watching and seeing. All right, how because we know we all been elections coming and with COVID. It just dragged out the whole census thing, which dragged out all the redistricting and everything that comes after that. So, because unfortunately, all this process is you've got to complete step A before you can go to step B. You can't do step B without getting A done, and it took a lot longer to get A and B done before we're getting to C and D here. So.
I know. It was horrid.
Very good. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Yes, sir.
7:54. Let's go ahead and get you into your Chaves County sports update and town hall business update. A couple bills to pay for my lunch. Don't go away.
Welcome to DSI, New Mexico's business technology leader. We help you digitally transform your business to do more, faster, and more secure. Selecting DSI gives you access to the world's best technologies, award-winning local technicians, and our commitment to the New Mexico communities we serve. One local source for all your technology products, services, and the personalized support you can only get from DSI.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. The count was the same for the Goddard boys and the Goddard girls as both teams opened the playoffs yesterday, 6-0. The Goddard girls won. It was the end of the season for the Goddard boys. The Rocket girls yesterday defeated Taos at home 6-0. Lexi Pino, sophomore, had 2 goals. Aylin Miramontes Fierro, 2 goals. And also Clara Hatch, a junior, she had 1 goal. Ashlyn Ramos, a junior, also with 1 goal. A beat down. But on the other hand, that's what happened to the Goddard boys playing on the road at Taos. Goddard came in as the 9th seed. Taos was the 8th seed. It was a 6-0 count there as well as the Tigers move on. As for the Goddard girls, they will next be in the quarterfinal round against Albuquerque Academy. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
Walked off the job Tuesday to protest what they say is a continuing problem of sexual harassment and violence in the company's stores. Several hundred workers were expected to participate in Chicago, Houston, Miami, Detroit, and other cities, according to a labor group that organized the strikes. Senators put executives from YouTube, TikTok, and Snapchat on the defensive Tuesday, questioning them about what they're doing to ensure young users' safety on their platforms, citing the harm that can come to vulnerable young people from those sites, ranging from eating disorders to exposure to sexually explicit content. On Wall Street, the Dow up 15 points, closing at 35,756. The Nasdaq up 9 to 15,235, and the S&P 500 added 8 points to 4,574. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
The biggest sale in the history of southeastern New Mexico is back at Roswell Nissan.
King of cars.
With every vehicle on the lot slashed to liquidation pricing. Like a 2020 Versa slashed to under 18 grand. A 2014 Jeep Patriot slashed to under 13 grand. And a 2015 Sentra slashed to under 9 grand. And get free AirPods just for stopping by.
King of cars.
On now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Pecos Valley Broadcasting, the multimedia group that brings you Mornings with Mike Winters, New Mexico Military Institute Sports, Dallas Cowboys football, Roswell High, Artesia High, and Goddard High Sports is looking for a full-time account executive for the Roswell market. This is no ordinary sales job. Become a member of a veteran sales team. Your pay includes a guarantee plus commissions and is performance-based with earning potential to exceed $70,000 a year. If you or someone you know is perfect for this opportunity, submit your resume to jobs@pvbcradio.com. Pecos Valley Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Alaska is the only state name that can be typed on one row of keys. Go ahead and try typing the other 49 states. We'll wait. Here's Mike
And good
Winters.
morning. It is closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Do not go away.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. It's a race that's considered a bellwether heading into next year's midterms. The Virginia governor's race still too close to call. The polls have Democrat Terry McAuliffe and Republican Glenn Youngkin running neck and neck heading down the home stretch of Election Day, now just 6 days away. Former Trump White House press secretary and GOP strategist Sean Spicer sees a win for Youngkin next week, and that's not all.
I think Youngkin's going to go over the finish line. I think that we're going to take back the House of Delegates in Virginia by a couple seats. And I really think that the underticket, Winsome Sears for lieutenant governor and Jason Vieira for lieutenant governor, are both going to come over the line, too.
Spicer talking with the Salem Radio Network's Hugh Hewitt. Yesterday, McAuliffe hosted President Biden in a campaign rally in blue northern Virginia. Wind damage, flooding, hundreds of thousands without power. That's the legacy of the nor'easter that slammed New York and New Jersey, as well as parts of New England, into this morning. President Biden to address the annual summit of 18 Asia-Pacific nations today. Mr. Biden will be appearing via video hookup.
The White House says Biden will reaffirm U.S. support for ASEAN-led regional architecture and discuss his vision for working together with allies and partners to address issues facing the Indo-Pacific region. It's the first time since 2017 that a U.S. president is attending the summit. Yesterday, Biden called the relationship essential after announcing a $100 million initiative to beef up engagement in the face of China's growth as a national security and economic adversary. The funding covers health spending, a new climate initiative, education, and programs to bolster economic recovery. I'm Julie Walker.
Watching Wall Street, stocks in positive territory right now. The Dow is up 33 points, the Nasdaq ahead 82, and the S&P 8 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Why are cash-out refinances such a big deal right now? Uncle Ryan tries to teach me something.
I really feel like right now might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've been doing this for 18 years now, and I've just never seen a market where the rates are so low and values across the country have skyrocketed as much as they have. That combination, I remember one couple in particular, they were looking to do some home improvements at the house, but they were worried about their payments going up. Well, with rates being so low and them building up so much equity in the home over the last few years, we were able to get them the cash out for those home improvements, and their payments actually went down a little bit. Every single situation is different, but it does happen more often than you think. So it definitely does not hurt to call.
We are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Middle Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. License in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
Participants in next year's Winter Olympics in China will be strictly isolated from the general public, could face expulsion for violating COVID restrictions. Correspondent Chris Bodine in Beijing says authorities going to great lengths to prevent a COVID-19 surge.
They, on the other hand, have built all the facilities. Everything looks really good. They've had test events in terms of sliding, skating, skiing, hockey, everything like that. Everything seems to be all prepared. So the question really remains that what will happen over the next 4 or 5 months in terms of how the pandemic goes on.
And those games in Beijing should commence on February 4th. A resident of a high-rise condo in Thailand cut the support rope for a couple of painters. Apparently she was mad she wasn't told they'd be doing the work, left them hanging above the 26th floor until the couple came to their rescue, the woman facing attempted murder and other charges. News and analysis, townhall.com. Redistricting, the subject of a court fight in Texas.
Voting rights advocates have filed a new lawsuit in federal court over Texas' newly redrawn congressional district maps. Now, the suit, filed by Texas voters and voting advocacy organization Voto Latino, claims the maps dilute the vote of communities of color. Texas was the only state to be awarded 2 new congressional seats earlier this year, with a population growth of 4 million people, nearly half of which are Hispanic. Jason Walker reporting.
Not male, not female. The United States issuing its first passport with an X gender designation. The announcement today from the State Department, which does not say to whom the passport was issued. Once again, on Wall Street this hour, stocks are higher. Right now, the Dow is up 54 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelers said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The freaking deuce.
Oh man, that sorry, you just what you said reminded me of how did it go? Oh man, it was that What We Do in Shadows show.
I love
that's
it.
On FX.
It's such a good show. Are you finally watching it?
No, I haven't started yet. I
Okay.
want to, but I've been seeing the commercials because the current season's on FX.
Is it? Oh my gosh, is it?
And I think the season finale is coming up.
Dude, you've got I know
because
you have,
I watched the latest Monica Lewinsky
Right.
whatever that show's called, impeachment
American
or whatever.
Crime
it is.
Story.
Yeah, that
Right,
thing.
right.
But there were commercials for they were promoting the season finale.
Mhm.
There's a line in there, and I can't remember exactly how it went, but I laughed hard and it was a total.
I'm telling you,
pun on that.
You need, first of all, of all
It
your,
looks very good. It
of
looks
all your
good.
many streaming services,
Yeah.
you need to get Hulu. There are a couple of
Don't want to
dude,
pay for anymore.
okay. Find somebody who's got it and bum a password or something, because there's so much goodness on Hulu.
Hi, Sean. How you doing?
What if I could, but I'm borrowing one myself. All right, so shush.
Let's get on the glom train.
As one Mike Winters would say to one Dennis Kintai, shut it. But no, dude, I'm telling you. So what we do in the shadows.
You're talking about the window.
The
by
window.
way.
Yeah. I've been trying to get Mike on this show for a couple weeks now. It's.
I've seen the commercials.
So good.
It does look good. The writing looks funny.
Yeah.
I think I want to check it out.
It's
but
one of those shows that
it's
like
only on Hulu.
It's on. Well, it's on FX. So
Yeah, FX on Hulu.
right, and
But you know what? I have DirecTV, which I imagine
You
it
could
gives me FX on
probably
demand.
go back and find the
FX on demand. So I bet it's probably in their FX on demand section.
go back and look because it's definitely worth it. The
How
other
many
reason-
seasons are there?
As far as I know, I think they're in their fourth.
Okay.
Third or fourth. I want to say fourth.
All right. But it looks like it's almost like a modern day version of the Munsters a little bit.
Okay, I'll give you that.
At least that's the impression I get from the commercial.
It is.
I mean, different characters and everything, but the humor style.
Meandering in modern day society and
Yeah.
trying to make it work, but also
It's like scary people living normal lives.
Mhm.
And that's the kind of the Munsters and
Right.
the Addams Family.
and the dynamic between and I can't remember what the assistants are called. It's been so long since I watched it. Ugh. But anyways, but the dynamic between the actual vampires themselves and the assistants is
Yeah.
just so good because all he wants, the entire like arc of the series is he wants to become a vampire.
Okay.
He's like aspires to be a vampire, and the bite constantly eludes him. He's like, me next, and he never is. It's one of that and the whole thing with the energy vampire and how he just works in an office, and he's that guy that everybody knows in an office that just has that meandering small talk that you just.
Yeah, he's kind of that. Yeah, and I've seen that in the commercials. That character.
It's so good.
Yeah,
that's the guy. That's the dude from Better Call Saul.
Okay,
the baseball card guy.
Yeah. Okay, like in the first season.
Yep.
Does he show up later?
The dude with the truck. The dude with the big auspicious Hummer or whatever that he buys.
And he plays the same character in that too, for the most part. I mean,
pretty nerdy, a little bit more energetic in that show.
Yeah, but he's still the outcast,
and
not
the other guy. And I can't think of his name offhand. It escapes me because this show. I think there's something in the room here, by the way.
Like some kind of
like a gas leak or something.
Aura that's causing
checked out. But
brain cramps.
The other dude, he's like one of the main vampires. He's the guy from. He's been on like everything British, but he's from the IT Crowd. If you've ever seen the IT Crowd, which again, if you haven't, you have Netflix, so fully recommend that show.
All right.
But he's the boss.
Okay.
The boss's son who becomes the boss.
I'll go check it out because I've seen the commercials, and after seeing last night's premiere, and there was a line in there that I laughed hard in the preview, and I was like, you know what, that's good. I can't remember it right now,
right?
But it was pretty good. So
I didn't even know they were in a current season. I thought they ended. Oh, that's
no. They've been doing a new season on FX.
I'm gonna go back and watch the crap out of that
last month or two here.
That's awesome.
Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We're going to get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes. Then here about 8:15 or so, Bill Wolf going to join us here with Big Brothers Big Sisters. And this Saturday is their basically their Bowl for Kids' Sake, Bowloween 2021. This is their it's usually annual, but because of COVID and everything, they haven't had one in a couple years, and normally it's in the spring. But we're going to have a Halloween deal, and hopefully teams have been getting their money and getting their players together and getting everything. If you haven't, you still got a few days to get all that together. If you participated or were actively participating in Bowl for Kids' Sake 2 years ago, this is all part of that, so keep it going and keep it all that. But Bill's going to join us, give an update, and talk about all the fun that's going to be happening on Saturday. And, of course, you know, if you're interested in learning more about Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and all that, well, we're going to be talking about that too. So stay tuned there.
Excellent.
Later on, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, along with your town hall business update and whatever else we can come up with.
By the way, they are in season 3. Season 3 finale, and I have it pulled up. I don't want to play it on the radio.
Yeah, I'm not.
I know how risky that series can be.
Yeah, that's adult themes. It may be a little for us.
I'm gonna preview it first.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna see if I can find that line.
Yeah, it's towards the end of the.
Of course, it is.
If it's the same one I saw, obviously, but it was pretty good. It was one of those ones that because as soon as he says it, you're like, well, of course,
right?
You don't think of it until he says it. Excuse me. All right, it is 12 minutes after 8. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A cold front is moving into eastern New Mexico. That'll keep our temperatures pretty comfortable today with low to mid 70s, but the wind will be gusty up to 35 miles per hour. Plenty of sunshine, upper 30s and clear for the overnight hours and breezy. And then not as windy tomorrow. We'll stay around 70 on our afternoon high with sunshine, warming back up to the mid 70s and sunny Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 54 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 28%. Winds still blowing out of the northwest, 20 miles per hour, currently gusting to 30. We're going to have more of that today. Cooler temps. Our high only supposed to reach 73 today under sunny skies. Winds will remain breezy out of the northwest, 20 to 25 miles per hour. For tonight, clear skies with an overnight low of 40. Winds will be out of the northwest, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Thursday, we're looking at sunny skies. High of only 70 tomorrow. We're not maybe, and then northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny skies, a high of 74. South winds 5 to 10, and then for the weekend, warm on Saturday, sunny and 84, and then sunny and 75 on Sunday.
Sexy. So the line, I'm curious.
Yeah,
it says it's a real eat, pray, love situation for me. He's like, you're going to pray? Yeah, the guy says, you're going to pray? He says, well, how can I eat if I don't pray on people?
That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's the one.
Well, how can I eat if I don't pray on people? I love it.
That's the one. That's the line. I heard that. I was like, that's good. Yep. And I laughed.
And love while I'm praying on people. Beautiful.
Yeah, Eat, Pray, Love. That's what it was.
By the way, Matt Berry is the guy from the IT Crowd. He's one of my favorite British actors.
It was the pun on P-R-E-Y versus P-R-A-Y.
Real dad joke zone.
That's what made me laugh. That's what it was. Hey, speaking of fun and spooky, family fun awaits you at Night of the Living Zoo, happening October 29th and 30th from 5 to 9 p.m. each day at the Spring River Zoo here in Roswell. Bring out the whole family for trick-or-treating, fun, games, activities, and more, all part of a frightful family fun night. Get your tickets now. You can pre-order tickets online. Log on to the city's website, roswellconnect.com. That's the same website if you want to get passes, like season passes or any kind of passes at the Aquatics or Recreation Center, any of that kind of stuff, Roswell Connect. But you get your tickets for the Night of the Living Zoo at roswellconnect.com. And again, don't miss it. It's Night of the Living Zoo, 2 nights, October 29th, Friday night, and October 30th, Saturday, 5 to 9 p.m. each day at the Spring River Zoo on East College. Come and enjoy some family fun if you dare. It's going to be a fun night. Come on out, bring the family, bring the kids, and have a good time. All right, it is 8:15. Let's go ahead and we got a 3-minute commercial break to take care of. And then Bill Wolf with Big Brothers and Big Sisters will join us, and we'll talk all about Bowloween and Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Don't go away.
Christmas came early at Richland Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. A huge inventory has finally arrived at the dealership. Every type of Ram truck you've been waiting for. 2500s, 3500s, even some 4500s. Been looking for a new Dodge Charger or Challenger? They've got them at Richland. And don't go far looking for a new Jeep, Wranglers, Cherokees, Gladiators, even some work vans. It's like Christmas came early. But hurry, these will go fast. Richland on Southeast Main in Roswell.
Come see the balloons. Come hear the tunes. It's Artesia's annual Balloons and Tunes Festival, November 5th through the 7th. Weather permitting, the hot air balloons will launch from Eagle Draw between the blocks of Roselawn and 13th Street, 7 a.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. Sunday. For more info, call the Chamber at 746-2744 or visit artesiachamber.com. Balloons and Tunes in Artesia, New Mexico, November 5th through 7th. Join your friends. Ad paid by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
The pandemic hurt small businesses all over New Mexico, even yours, and rebuilding your business is really tough. The state of New Mexico designed the Business Recovery Grant Program to help pay your business rent, lease, or mortgage payments. The average award is $50,000 and does not need to be paid back. As a business owner, you are dealing with a whole new set of challenges. Visit nmfinance.com/recovery to apply now so you can free up your cash and focus on your great comeback.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company. But come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
High-flying action is back on the High Plains as Eastern New Mexico University men's and women's basketball is back on the hardwood. ENMU has a thrilling home slate as they welcome in conference rivals and national runner-up West Texas A&M, in-state rival Western New Mexico, and many other exciting matchups that you don't want to miss. Season tickets start as low as $50 for the 2021-22 season. Call 575-562-2153 or visit goeasternathletics.com for more ticket information. ENMU Greyhound men's and women's basketball. All in.
Pecos Valley Broadcasting, the multimedia group that brings you Mornings with Mike Winters, New Mexico Military Institute Sports, Dallas Cowboys football, Roswell High, Artesia High, and Goddard High Sports is looking for a full-time account executive for the Roswell market. This is no ordinary sales job. Become a member of a veteran sales team. Your pay includes a guarantee plus commissions and is performance-based with earning potential to exceed $70,000 a year. If you or someone you know is perfect for this opportunity, submit your resume to jobs@pvbcradio.com. Pecos Valley Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The Procrastinators Club of America newsletter is called Last Month's Newsletter. Their first newsletter should be released any day now. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Southeast New Mexico, Bill Wolf back with us. Morning, Bill.
Morning. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. It's T-minus, 3 days and counting, something like that here.
Saturday's the big event for our Bowloween.
Yeah.
We've got 3 sessions this year.
Awesome.
And if you still want to bowl, you can come out and bowl. It's $500 a team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, we can't get you on a T-shirt or anything, but we still have some spaces left. If you just want to come out and bowl and participate with the raffles and the drawings and stuff we'll have out there. Plus
have some fun
pizza.
and help raise money.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah,
still.
and again, the $500 per team and all that stuff is going towards Big Brothers and Big Sisters. This is to be honest, the Bowl for Kids' Sake is which is normally what this is. This is a Halloween version of it a little later, but normally in the spring, usually around April time frame.
Yeah, that's when we usually have it.
Yeah, the Big Brothers and Big Sisters for Southeast New Mexico here at the Chavez County area, they do their Bowl for Kids' Sake at Center City Lanes, and they have a big event and they raise thousands of dollars, which is really the staple money that's used to make the matches and keep the program going all year. Well, COVID kind of happened weeks before the planning and everything execution of Bowl for Kids' Sake. So it was probably at the point where it was just about, getting your teams lined up. We were.
We're
close to go time. And then COVID shut the world down. And so here we sit almost 2 years later.
Yeah.
And but good news is Bowloween, we're having it. I know it's kind of like a little shorter notice and everything compared to other Bowl for Kids' Sakes. But if you participated in Bowl for Kids' Sake in the past and maybe you didn't realize it was going, you still got a little time to get put together here. If you were participating back in the spring of 2020 here, before this all went down, you're in this. You're coming on, be a part of this, do this. It's Saturday's the fun day. That's all the party and the celebration.
Yeah, it's all
the real work leads up to
over
it.
when the bowling starts.
Yeah, exactly. So we're kind of in that go time, last minute push. Like Bill was saying, unfortunately, it's too late to get on sponsorships and T-shirts. I mean, you could be a sponsor, but as far as getting on the literature and the promotion side of it, it's really hard to do that. But if you're a business or you're an individual and you're saying, I love what Big Brothers Big Sisters are doing, I didn't realize that this was going on right now. Hey, let me see if I can reach out to them and help out for this weekend. They would love to have you do that because, like you said, they haven't been able to do this in 2 years. Other sources of fundraising have dried up a little bit because of COVID.
Yeah,
now more than ever, we need the money to make the matches happen. So
yeah, and we've, pretty much our standard. Well, I say standard. I say that our faithful sponsors and stuff are pretty much there for us all the time. But we've picked up some new ones this year, and we picked up some. We've got some new board members that have new contacts that we've got some that they have never participated with us.
Beat a few different bushes.
yeah, and that's just it. And once people bowl and see how much fun it is, it's not a hard sell the next second year.
Yeah,
and it's because, like I said, we have a lot of fun. You get free pizza. You get we have drawings, cash raffles, stuff like that.
To be honest with you, the Big Brothers, Big Sisters, the work part, the part of the help part is probably the more fun, most fun. That's because at the end of the day, if you are desiring to be a big, you're just being a mentor. You're taking a child and incorporating them into your lives, all the fun parts, and that's all you're doing. And you're not really doing anything out of the ordinary. And so to have a big impact for doing very little, Big Brothers Big Sisters is the way to get more bang for your buck, really. Yeah. And so when you donate money, if you whether it's $20 or $1,000 or somewhere $1 million, whatever it is, that helps. And it costs about $1,500 to support a match for a year to make it, and the background checks with the cost of the program and everything, and so that it can get quite expensive to do this. So if you're just hearing about this and you're thinking, hey, I'm a business, I would love, and you want to write a check to Big Brothers Big Sisters and for this weekend, that would be great. Come on out, have some fun with us, bowling, eating food, and I imagine it's Halloween weekend. There'll be some people in costumes having fun and stuff. So, come on out and enjoy it. And of course, if you want to learn more about becoming a big, that's a great place to learn about it, because I imagine there's going to be a lot of big little big
yeah,
and
we'll have
little
our big
teams.
and little. But most of them will be there.
Yeah, so you can kind of see what
throughout the
Big
day,
Brothers
yeah.
and Big Sisters is about, and talk with
Yeah.
other mentors and kind of get what their experiences and things, what it's like. That's use Saturday for that a little bit too.
Yeah. Well, it's we say it's you can change a child's life in your spare time.
Yeah.
And basically, that's what all we're asking for is 2 hours, 4 hours a month.
Yeah.
Of your spare time, and and we don't expect you to be a child psychologist.
Yeah.
We expect you to be a regular person that wants to help a child. To a brighter future.
Yeah, you don't have to try to impress them or turn in like I'm suddenly the most worldly individual on the planet. None of that. It's just and the sometimes you get more out of a trip to the library, or a trip, or a lunch out, or a trip to run errands.
Yeah.
The conversations and the things you talk about and that interaction, that's where the real work's happening, and that's where the real mentorship and the fun part's happening, where for them it's a trip to the park or whatever it is, but those conversations, that interaction, that's how you build relationships, that's how you create humanity, that's how you create those bonding experiences that translate into many other aspects of the child and your life.
Yeah, and it's easy. You can easily influence a child just by they watch how you react with other people. They watch how you do things in public. They watch, how the friends you have, and we're trying to open up a world to these children that they don't ordinarily see.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of kids down in the valley and stuff that they're pretty well isolated at home, and about the only time they get out is if they can meet their big brother or big sister at the schools, or if they can meet them on a community-based match on the weekends or something.
Sure. Yeah, it's we folks that are living their lives and things. We take so many things for granted, and things that we do that are just part of our days that we almost look at as routine or just aren't for some folks.
No.
Like you said, some of these individuals, some of these kids and things, their whole world is their neighborhood, or that they don't. Okay, they may have seen online or read in a book about some place or whatever, and things that maybe you've gone to 20 times, or oh yeah, I've been on a plane, but some of these kids.
Yeah,
you might as well be an astronaut, because they don't have the concept that they've been that there's a bigger world out there sometimes, and your mentorship kind of exposes some of these kids to the bigger world, and the things that are outside of their little umbrella there.
Yeah, and it's just simple things like going to a restaurant or something. A lot of the kids, they don't go to restaurants,
right? Especially in this probably last couple of years, when everyone's locked down and everything, Especially some of these younger kids, they probably weren't old enough before, and now they're older, and it's no place to go, or
Yeah, like we said, it's just showing the kids a different way of life, and that's all it takes.
I always hear maybe this is something I'm going to apply. I know as a piece of advice people say a lot, and I've heard myself, is like when you experience something new, and they always say, well, half the battles just act like you've been there before. And I think Big Brothers, Big Sisters kind of creates that mindset a little bit. It's through your experiences, through your mentorship, you're giving these kids that act like they've been there before mentality, where you're saying, so when they come across new experiences, they have the tools, they have the understanding of how to experience it and understand it a little bit better. And that's all part of the mentorship side. And so again, you don't have to plan the trip to the Grand Canyon, or we're going to go on a high adventure kayaking or hunting expedition or whatever. You don't have to plan the grandiose event. Sometimes it's, hey, we're going to the library. You want to come with us?
Yep.
Hey, we're going to go see a movie. You want to come with us? Hey, we're going to go have lunch. I got to go and pick up a couple things at the store, and then I'm going to grab some lunch. You want to come out and hang out with me? and that's Big Brothers Big Sisters, you know. And that's where the hanging out, the fun, the talking about, and that's just it. It's not always talking. You're not going to get a child in there. It's like, all right, now we got to talk birds and bees. No. Sometimes it's just you talking about your world. It's like, did you see that movie? And an hour of y'all talking about the movie or something is that bonding, that friendship build, that humanity making connections. That's what that's all about. So.
And you can talk to a child about your job, what you do for a living, and what you had to do to reach that point. And because if you're living in a family where no one has ever graduated from high school, then chances are it might be a high priority, but chances are you're probably gonna think, well, as soon as I get a couple of years of high school, I'm old enough to get a job, I'll go do that.
You think that's the way of the world. And so to give other avenues or opportunities to show these kids saying, no, that's not the only way. I did it this way. If you like it this way, you could do it this way. Or, you know what? I've got a buddy that did it this way. Maybe you ought to, that's it's, of course, you and I growing up, as they tell us as kids, it was almost the routine. It's like you go to school after high school, you go to college, you get, that's the path. And if anything of that, they're like, we'll maybe let you get off, but that was always the path.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to do anything different, they're like, well, but first look at this. And now I think we've shifted that, and it's like, well, where's your love? Where's your interest? Yeah. Maybe a traditional college isn't your thing. You need to go to trade school because that's where your hobbies and interests lie. Or maybe it's based on what your needs and wants. You need to go to the military or something like that. It's all based on their interests and loves, and then they kind of gear it towards that. And I think Big Brothers and Big Sisters helps create those opportunities too. Because like you said, if everyone in the family's doing one thing, and that's kind of the family way it's going, and they have aspirations of something different, this can expose them to the opportunities to achieve those goals.
Yeah, and it's just, if anybody has any questions about becoming a big, it takes a little while because you have to go through a background check and a reference check and fingerprints and all that stuff. But once that's done and we determine what type of a child might work best with you or that you want to work with, then we start looking at some of our littles on our wait list and try to say, okay, this looks like it would be a good match, and then we'll go ahead and make a match. Yeah,
the matchmaking process is a lengthy one by design and on purpose. Obviously the first part is like Bill said, making sure background checks every because safety is priority number one, and anytime Big Brothers, Big Sisters, anytime you're dealing with kids, that's your first priority, and so there's that. But once that happens, it's not a matter of saying here's a little, here's a big, good luck to you. That's where the background of the questionnaires and things to kind of figure out what makes you tick, what your interests are, what you like, what you don't like, what your personality, what it's like. And the idea is to find kids that would mesh for that. Now, they're not going to find a mini clone version of you. That would be weird. But you find where there's connections made. It's like, oh, he likes reading too. So do you. Maybe you'll find your connection, your bond there. Or you're a hunter and an outdoorsman. This little wants to do some more fishing and outdoor stuff. Yeah. Or you know what? You love shopping and things like that. This little loves shopping too. Maybe that's your bond, and that's kind of where they go with it, and they pick. Or maybe it's something slightly different. One likes books, one likes movies. Okay, well, let's put them together, and probably you'll find a love of books, and you'll find a love of movies. That's and a lot of times it's the initial thing that gets people that we call what we call are the instigators of the match, the initial behaviors and stuff like that. But usually, the success of the match turns out to be something completely different. Gotcha. And maybe it's a moment they had. Yeah, that maybe connected. They had it, or they both saw something. That'd be cool. Yeah. And so that happens all the time. It's like and I'll tell you this was this was years ago. I have a unique family situation where I have a brother who's about 5 years younger than me, and then I have two sisters that are about 30 some years younger than me, and so one's in high school and one's in middle school now. But back years ago, my youngest Callie, she was still probably like second, third grade, and I don't get to hang out with them as much because they live on the East Coast and things like that. So, but when we go and visit, and Callie was she's kind of a shy person and things. So, you know, I was like, but you know, I got a chance where I pulled her apart and I went and got her some ice cream, and we bonded because I wanted the most ridiculously large ice cream and made it thing and the whole thing. And of course she had it all over. I said, that's the whole point. Get more. And so by the time we got back to her mom, my stepmom, I was like, here's Callie. And of course she looked like, but she, you know, we bonded, and it was that moment. And even to this day, like 10 years later, we still, every once in a while, that moment talks about the ice cream cone we had at the beach there. You know, it was just her and I that moment. And that's Big Brothers, Big Sisters right there, you know, and
you never know when that moment's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just, and that's where it is. And then, and once you got that little connection, that's kind of your own, and I think that's what it is. I think the big and little find their own inside connection where just those two know about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's where that kindles that relationship. And it's like, even to the point where the little's like, hey, you know, I'm not saying they keep secrets from their parents or anything like that, but to know that you and your big have a special connection there because y'all both like this certain ice cream or whatever it is, and you don't tell nobody, that creates that little bit of a kinship there too. So, yeah. But anyway, come out and bowl this weekend. This is now is the plan to get back in the swing of things in the spring here for all that? I know.
Well, we're still not in the schools.
That's true. So that's kind of hard.
So and that's where the majority of our program has taken place. You know, we've got community matches that we're making, but can't get into the schools because of the world we live. Are where we can do a lot of good that we can't get into right now. So
hopefully maybe next year they'll let us in, and of course we'll get there. But as far as Bowl for Kids' sake, is the plan to get it back in April time frame. Yeah, spring. So
because that's when most people do it around the country. It's a national fundraising.
Well, event. I think the Eddy County one is usually like in March or something, right? Yeah, and then Chaves County has theirs.
And that's just the logistics thing.
Sure, yeah.
And actually, March works better in Eddy County for a lot of the people that bowl in it.
Sure, there are leagues, and I think they do a lot of high school league bowling there too.
Yeah, they have a real strong high school team.
Yeah. So that probably eats up some lane time out there too for them. So March probably works better, but definitely come out this week, this Saturday. Again, it's 3 different sessions. You can go call Big Brothers Big Sisters if you like, 627-2227. Of course, remember you got to put the 575 now if you're doing on the hard lines. You can also go to the Big Brothers Big Sisters website. Which is bbbssenm.org.
Yep.
And that's short for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southeast New Mexico. So if you don't remember all the B's and S's and all that, or you can just Google Big Brothers Big Sisters Southeast New Mexico, Roswell, Chaves County. Any of these will get you to where we need to go. And then if you have any questions, of course, if you're around town, you see the flyer, there's the VR code. You can scan with your phone, and that'll get you where you need to get to, too.
Really, right now, the only thing we can do for you on the bowling thing is if you want to bowl.
Okay.
Come out, or you might want to call us in before Saturday, so we can make sure we have a time reserved for you and your team.
Okay.
And if you $500.
And if you don't want to bowl, but you're like, maybe you're busy, but you're like, you know what, I want to help out. Reach out, call and say, hey, I'd like to donate. What's the best way to do it? Of course, if you're out there Saturday, find one of the guys, drop a check off. But I'm sure we can make arrangements. Come to meet at the office or
online. You can make contributions. There's a Big Brother. Big Brother for Kids' Sake online.
Okay, at the Big Brothers website, BBB.
Actually, that's what that little square will do.
Oh, the square. So if you got the square, that'll take you to the Donate Now direct. Perfect. But if you don't do all the VR codes or don't have access to the flyer to do that, just go to the Big Brothers Big Sisters website. The BBB
and there's a BFKS that you can click on, and it takes you can do your team and everything.
Good deal. So do all that set up there, or if you just want to make a donation to help out. And, of course, if you don't like doing online stuff, give them a call at the office, 575-627-2227. The 2227 is BBB.
BBBS.
Yes, BBBS. So if you have trouble remembering the number, think BBBS, and that'll
do it.
Yeah. And then, of course, if you want more information about becoming a big, or if you want to nominate a little, parents, guidance counselors, anyone can pretty much nominate a child. That would be, obviously, parents get permission of the parents and everything. But as far as nominating a kid that might be a good candidate for the program, if you're a pastor and see someone in your youth group, or a teacher, or a parent, or a coach, anybody could make a nomination.
Yeah, we get from a lot of the social workers in the schools, the counselors. We get referrals from them. Most of the referrals are they're not self-referrals, they're family referrals.
Sure.
Or
that's
a grandmother or a single mom wants to have her girl or boy in the program.
And I also want to let folks know, too, there is no atypical little. You get kids that come from all backgrounds, all walks of life. Like Bill was saying, sometimes it's from a single family home. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's two parents, but they're just very busy and don't get to do some of the things that they would like to with their kids, and so they create this. Others, or social work or foster care. But for every kid, there's a different story every time.
Yes.
Some come from very affluent homes. Some come from poverty. It's just there's no set rhyme or reason. It's kids that just need mentorship. So they're not. This isn't an at-risk or last chance to try to scared straight tight. That's none of that. This is a mentorship program with kids, and just spending a week with them, having fun and learning and talking and being humans to each other. That's all it's about. So.
And one thing, once you get into a match, you just don't go out on your own, and we support the match on a monthly basis. Anytime there's an issue, call the staff. We're always there to listen to you and give you answers.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a collective. And that's where the family part comes in. And I think, and that's why I said, if you come out to the bowling event this Saturday, really talk to some of the bigs and some of the littles, because that's your support system too.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you think of your kind of group discussions and things, there's strength in numbers, and it's experience when people walk the same shoes, and you take advice usually better from people that have walked the path you're trying to go down. Or are going down, and so the resources of the bigs and littles and the events that they do, and the planning and the coordination and all that's resources as part of that, and that's on top of the actual staff that's part of Big Brothers and Big Sisters that are intimately involved in helping you plan and deal if you have of an issue or a problem or a connection there, and you're like, I need some advice on this, and I feel like I'm not, and that's the thing too. The volunteers see things that you don't see sometimes, because a lot of times you may go and have a experience with little, and after you come back, it's like, that was awkward. I don't think the kid enjoyed any of that. And then the kid may not said nothing to you, but had this whole glowing report talking to their parents or to the other big, saying, "Man, we went here, here, and here." But kids are kids sometimes. They don't always wear their heart in their sleeve. Some do, some don't. And so you may be getting through and just don't realize it. And sometimes you need that guidance to help you see that. So.
Yeah, and our staff runs into that all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine, because kids are hard to read. Think about when you were a kid and how complicated you were. All of us were. I don't care. There was moments as a kid that, you know what I'm saying, you didn't justify. In your head it made sense, but it's just, that's part of growing up and learning your way and understanding. I mean, we forget. These are kids. They're exposing things to new things the first time. They don't know. This is our job as adults to guide them through those processes and help them navigate, make the right choices. So when they're adults, they're doing this for their kids and then the kids before that. That's how humanity and life works, everybody.
It's relationship development.
Absolutely.
It's going on all the time. And it's, I don't know, it just amazes me sometimes.
Yeah. And I guarantee this. I imagine every big could probably say they've had days that they just felt like everything was going wrong, and then they have their hour with their little, and it just seemed to fix their world a little bit too. And that's I want to close with this. The littles, it's a mountain of benefit for them, but I guarantee these bigs that are volunteering and doing this, they probably are taking as much, if not more, out of the program You're learning as humans. We're always learning lessons and life lessons and things. And as we teach and educate kids, there's a lot we can learn from them as well. And because there's many things that we lose as adults that maybe we shouldn't. And these kids need to remind us of that sometimes. And,
openness.
As we get down our own paths and our own worlds and things like that, you start shaping and forming your views and lining yourself up in certain ways. And sometimes you get so wrapped up in it, it's hard to see the forest from the trees. And sometimes it takes a child to wake you up and make you realize that maybe you're not seeing the big picture sometimes. And so Big Brothers Big Sisters is that too.
We try to be. We're not everything, but we is when it comes to children, we try to do as much as we can.
Sure.
And there's some children that really we can't help in our program. But we give them ideas. We give the guardian ideas. You need to have your child over here, take your child here, and we help them through that process.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because our volunteers are not social workers. They're not.
Yeah, they don't have degrees in social work or nothing. They're just human beings like everybody else.
Yeah. And, they can handle day-to-day issues that children will have, but sometimes
it's above their pay grade.
It might, And and we don't want to force anything on anybody.
Absolutely. Yeah. Again, your role is not being disciplinarian, or you're the role of the mentor friend. That's what you're doing. It's not your job to handle much bigger escalated problems. Now, of course, being a sounding board for a child that's going through that, absolutely. But they're not going to put you into a middle of a thing where you're going to have to be in a legal situation or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about here. This is, you don't have to worry about that. If you're kind of nervous about the big problems you're going to face, don't be. If that comes across, there's going to be a bevy of people helping, and you get involved with that to make sure the right thing's done.
Yeah.
B, it's not. We always think the worst in our head, and what we can create in our head is 9,000% worse than what's actually going to happen. And
it is.
Sometimes we overthink it, and I say don't overthink it. Just it's two people interacting. That's it. You don't have to overthink it. You don't have to. We get sometimes overhyped in things. It's at the end of the day, it's you and a child hanging out.
Yeah, and
that's all it is.
It's this Big Brothers Big Sisters, the largest mentoring organization in the country, probably the world.
Yeah.
And
they know what they're doing at this point.
They know what they're doing, and they make sure we know what we're doing.
Sure.
Because to be a member of Big Brothers Big Sisters, there's certain things that you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pass. You have to show that you've done this. You have to show you've had this kind of training.
Yeah.
And
they don't let anybody just be a part of Big Brother. They're going to want you qualified, certified, and that makes sense because the nature of the work of Big Brothers Big Sisters. You are going into private lives and things like that with some of this, and anytime you do that, there's got to be precautions taken to protect everybody involved. That's just the way of the world.
Yep, that's it.
So, again, if anybody has any questions about anything or want more information, or come on out to the bowling alley this Saturday. What time are you guys? Like, if someone just wanted to come out and talk and things, what's the hours you guys are actually going to be at?
We're going to be there for the whole day.
Okay.
And so we'll have staff there that if they would just want to come out and talk about the program, want to come out and see what we're doing, want to bowl, but we'll be there from pretty much, I'd say the first session starts from at noon to 2, and then 2:30 to 4:30, and then 5 to 7. There's 3 of them.
So from 11 to like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night,
there'll be somebody out there. Yeah,
excellent. So come out. Of course, if you want to put a team together, go on to the website. Like I said, it's $500. You're not going to get all the swag at this point because we're at last minute, but you are helping Big Brothers Big Sisters. But you got to get that done like today to get that so we can get enough bowling slots.
And I'm not sure. The website might be closed. If you run up against that, just look at our phone number and call us up directly.
Again, that's 575-627-2227.
Yeah.
Big Brothers Big Sisters website, bbbssenm.org.
You're getting better at it than me.
Yeah, I've said it so many times. I've got it memorized now, and now it's almost a point of pride that I remember it.
Yeah.
But and of course, Big Brothers Big Sisters Southeast New Mexico has a Facebook page as well. So if you're comfortable and do Facebook and have a question or whatever, you can always shoot a message through there, and someone will get back to you pretty quickly on that. So very good. Is there anything we missed? Bill,
I think we've covered everything plus.
Yeah, I get so boxy. I tend to do that from time to time.
I like going on with you because I don't have to plan a whole lot of stuff. And I said, Mike knows the program probably as good as any of our staff even.
Well, I love things that do good, to our community, and it's one of those. So I will always shout from the rooftops any organization that's doing good in our community, and Big Brothers Big Sisters is one of them. So we do appreciate you guys.
We appreciate you
anytime, and I got to ask, any shrines to the big yellow monster? I know they sold it and everything. Is there any homage to the yellow monster anywhere?
Well, the problem with that car, it was an attractor for vandals. And we got the tire slashed a couple of times.
It just looked like someone wanted to attack it.
Yeah. And the battery, we didn't drive it enough where the battery would go dead, and then we'd have to start it up. And we just decided that no one really liked driving it anyway.
Just time to put it out to pasture. Well,
so we sold it.
Yeah, those Aztecs, they were hot for a minute. They were very popular, like early 2000s for a minute there.
So you drove it.
Yeah,
there's a bar that goes right across the line of vision on the rearview mirror. That's the problem.
That's what it is. Well, they tried to make it like this SUV off-road, but suburban crossover, and like I think some versions had like a tent or something in the back, and a table, and all kind of like a little camper back there. And they just didn't catch on. They just didn't. And then of course Breaking Bad comes out, and of course Walter White's driving around in one for and that just kind of added to the lore of the vehicle.
Well, we said a prayer for it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think of any vehicle that needs like a statue to put it on a pedestal, kind of like they do in the Middle East when they have like a vehicle or something that did something great.
Yeah,
they'll put it on a pedestal and make it a shrine. Well, thank you, Bill. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We'll see you here next time. If we need to do anything in between now and then, let me know. We'll get it happening.
Okay.
Too. All right, it is 8:51. Let's pause for some news and your town hall business update. Weather, quick break as well. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The Eddy County Sheriff is warning of yet another scam making the rounds. It's a familiar one, though. Sheriff Mark Cage says the office in the last few days has received numerous reports that someone is calling, claiming to be Sergeant Ray Williams of the Eddy County Sheriff's Office. The caller tells the potential victim that they have an active warrant for their arrest, and then the caller demands that you go get a prepaid gift card in order to pay a fine. Please always remember that no law enforcement agency in the country operates in this manner, and if someone is demanding that you pay a fine with a prepaid gift card, that is always a scam. New Mexico reaching a grim milestone on Tuesday, having more than 5,000 deaths from COVID-19. Most of those hospitalized with the virus were unvaccinated, health officials say. 93% of the 1,039 people who died in New Mexico from the virus from February to October were not vaccinated. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A cold front is moving into eastern New Mexico. That'll keep our temperatures pretty comfortable today with low to mid 70s, but the wind will be gusty up to 35 miles per hour. Plenty of sunshine, upper 30s and clear for the overnight hours and breezy. And then not as windy tomorrow. We'll stay around 70 on our afternoon high with sunshine, warming back up to the mid 70s and sunny Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Walked off the job Tuesday to protest what they say is a continuing problem of sexual harassment and violence in the company's stores. Several hundred workers were expected to participate in Chicago, Houston, Miami, Detroit, and other cities, according to a labor group that organized the strikes. Senators put executives from YouTube, TikTok, and Snapchat on the defensive Tuesday, questioning them about what they're doing to ensure young users' safety on their platforms, citing the harm that can come to vulnerable young people from those sites, ranging from eating disorders to exposure to sexually explicit content. On Wall Street, the Dow up 15 points, closing at 35,756. The Nasdaq up 9 to 15,235, and the S&P 500 added 8 points to 4,574. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Join Roswell Honda this Saturday as they paint it pink, featuring performances by the Roswell High School Big Red Band at 11 and the Charlie's Angels Dance Crew at noon. Plus, for every vehicle sold in October, Roswell Honda will donate $50 to the Chavez County Cancer Fund. And vendors will be on hand with some great pink merch, door prizes, giveaways, and more. We'll have tasty hot dogs and ice-cold Pepsi products, and register for your chance to win one of 3 Michael Kors designer purses and a pink Keurig coffee machine. Drawing at 1, must be present to win. See you Saturday at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I, live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/free. How much? Free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 95% of people text things they could never say in person. Check your text messages. We just sent you something. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:56. I got a few minutes here before the top of the hour and news. Stay tuned next hour here about 9:15 or so. We're going to have the folks from American Legion Post 61 join us. I believe it'll be Lee and Jen. We're going to talk Halloween, the big Halloween drive-thru event that's going to be happening on Saturday with American Legion Post 61. That's going to be in the parking lot of First United Methodist Church from about 5 to 8 p.m. Just asking for donations, but we'll talk more about that. We'll talk some Veterans Parade and all that information as well. So we'll do that about 9:15 or so next hour. I mentioned there about Bowl for Kids, Bowloween. Definitely want to check that out. That's happening this Saturday. Great opportunity. I'm a big supporter of that. Don't also forget November 6th, the Kiwanis Club of Roswell and the Roswell Community Little Theater have some fun things for you to participate in and raise money for another pair of great organizations. The Kiwanis Club of Roswell on Saturday, November 6th, they're doing 2 events. They've got their golf ball drop that's happening Saturday morning on the New Mexico Military Institute golf course. You can purchase a golf ball for $10, and I'd buy more than one because it gives you more chances. And then they're going to take all these golf balls. They're going to go get the Roswell Fire Department's going to get on a big ladder out just outside the golf course and then they're going to drop a bunch of golf balls on the golf course, and there's a little target area. And then the 6 closest balls to the target will get the prizes. And there's cash prizes, like $600 for first place, $400 for second. And then there's gift cards. I don't remember all the orders, but there's for tires, food gifts. They're all cool prizes. But $10 each. All the proceeds from that will go to the Kiwanis Club of Roswell, which they are using the funding towards the all-inclusive park that is being that they had the dedication ceremony for a week or so ago, and all of that. That's going to take place Saturday morning. I know if you go talk to Doug Austin over at Country Club Road Church of Christ there on Country Club, You can get tickets for him. You can also go to the Kiwanis Club of Roswell Facebook page, shoot a message on there. They'll be happy to get you tickets for that. But then later that day, on November 6th, they've got a great concert happening at the Roswell Community Little Theater. Swearingen and Kelly, the music of Simon and Garfunkel. There's 2 performances, a 2 p.m. matinee and a 7:30 p.m. evening performance. Both performances will be at the Roswell Community Little Theater. Reserve seating for this one, $28 for reserved seating, $40 for VIP seating, which will get you preferred seating, a meet and greet with the group before, plus food and other sweet swag. You get treated like a VIP. Go to roswelltheater.com and get tickets for that, either showing Roswell Theater, THEATRE.com. And the proceeds for that, half go to the Kiwanis for the all-inclusive park. The other half goes to the Community Little Theater to provide funding for their new roof that they need to get. All right, it is 9 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Democrats still trying to seal a deal, but Senator Joe Manchin predicts they are not going to be able to do it today and possibly not this week. Congressional Democrats continue haggling over a compromise social spending plan, the price tag somewhere around $1.75 trillion. President Biden met yesterday at the White House with several key Democrats, part of the ongoing negotiating process. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell says the Democrats have deceived themselves into believing they have an FDR New Deal-style mandate or an LBJ Great Society majority.
This is a 50-50 Senate, a 3-seat majority in the House. The American people are not asking for any of this.
Heading down the home stretch, the Virginia gubernatorial candidates, Republican Glenn Youngkin and Democrat Terry McAuliffe, they're in a dead heat, according to the polls. McAuliffe, who previously had said that an unpopular President Biden was a drag on his campaign, held a rally with Mr. Biden yesterday in the Democrat stronghold of Northern Virginia. Republican Youngkin suggesting that may actually help him. Election day in Virginia now just 6 days away. Cleanup, the order of the day across the Northeast. The region blasted by a powerful nor'easter that brought fierce winds and flooding rains. The National Weather Service's David Roth says storms moved offshore.
Kind of like the 1991 storm on this date 30 years ago. The Hurricane Center is actually watching it for signs that it could become a subtropical cyclone because it's supposed to move east-southeast out to sea.
And more than 250,000 utility customers, many of them in New England, have been left without power in the aftermath of the storm. Stocks are mixed on Wall Street now. The Dow down 110 points. The Nasdaq 54 points higher. The S&P 2 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Why are cash-out refinances such a big deal right now? Uncle Ryan tries to teach me something.
I really feel like right now might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've been doing this for 18 years now, and I've just never seen a market where the rates are so low and values across the country have skyrocketed as much as they have. That combination, I remember one couple in particular, they were looking to do some home improvements at the house, but they were worried about their payments going up. Well, with rates being so low and them building up so much equity in the home over the last few years, we were able to get them the cash out for those home improvements, and their payments actually went down a little bit. Every single situation is different, but it does happen more often than you think. So it definitely does not hurt to call.
We are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Middle Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. License in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
China ordering a halt to skyscraper construction in most cities, issuing a stern warning to any local officials who greenlight such a project.
China's now home to some of the world's most extreme skyscrapers, including the 128-story Shanghai Tower that looms over the country's financial center. But attitudes are changing. Earlier this year, a tall building in Shenzhen in southern China had to be evacuated because it was shaking. Soon after, Beijing banned the construction of buildings more than 500 meters high over concerns that some buildings were approved with little concern for practicality or safety.
The BBC's Celia Hatton in Beijing. A Moscow-bound Egypt Air flight returned to the Egyptian capital shortly after takeoff today after a threatening message was found on board. Egypt's flagship airline saying the flight returned safely to Cairo International Airport. News and analysis at townhall.com. A preliminary report on last month's deadly Montana Amtrak derailment fails to answer one key question. What caused the accident?
The report issued Tuesday said the train's emergency brakes were activated and that Amtrak estimated the damage at more than $22 million. The westbound Empire Builder was carrying 154 people when it derailed on September 25th, just west of the town of Joplin, Montana. 44 passengers were taken to local hospitals with injuries. The train was traveling just below the maximum allowable speed limit for the track when its emergency brakes were activated. Keith Peters reporting.
We may learn today whether any criminal charges will be filed in connection with the fatal movie set shooting in New Mexico. The local sheriff and district attorney will hold a news conference. Actor Alec Baldwin fired a prop gun. The movie's cinematographer was killed. A director was wounded. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3. Roy's on it.
Tres inviernos.
Thank you, Roy. Sean on the air.
I think
he might be in the facilita. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you all are having a delightful day so far. And I was just seconds ago, just kind of on Facebook real quick, taking a look, see if anything pop up of interest. And not much, but I saw an 80s meme, and it was one of these.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Roy got you.
No, I know. I heard him. He's doing a contest. Sorry.
Yeah, I figured you were on the air. But this is it's a question, a poll question.
Okay.
The keys are in the ignition of these vehicles. Which one are you taking? And it's pretty much the predominant 80s vehicles.
So like your DeLorean.
The General Lee.
Okay.
The DeLorean.
Gotcha.
The Ghostbusters hearse.
Okay.
The A-Team van.
Ooh.
Magnum
Ooh.
PI's Ferrari.
Ooh.
The white Ferrari Testarossa from Miami Vice.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Or finally, Knight Rider.
Oh, I got to go Knight Rider.
I do too.
I got to go Knight Rider.
Knight Rider's the only smart car in that bunch.
But here's the question. If the keys are in the ignition of the vehicle, but Knight Rider would know that you're not Kit.
Yeah, but I would assume.
Or I'm sorry, you're not Michael. Actually, you are Michael, so it would work for you.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work for me. He'd say, you're not Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
Kit, trust me. We're going somewhere. You're not Michael. Deploying ejection seat or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I got to lean Knight Rider, too,
I lean
because
Knight
of the smart car.
Close. I would say close tie for second place with the Testarossa from Miami Vice and Van.
But sentimentally, I grew up loving the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, yeah.
And as a
you
kid,
literally had the General Lee behind you.
I was a kid riding around on my bicycle, going yeehaw, jumping, pretend ramps in my world.
The question is, keys in the ignition, when? Because he's in the ignition in 2021. Are you really going to be comfortable driving the General Lee around?
Around here? Sure.
Sure. I've seen one.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, sure. In these parts, yes. But let's say, for example, if you wanted to take the family on a road trip, I'm surprised the family cruiser didn't make the
the
cut.
family truckster.
Yeah,
from,
the truckster from vacation. Yeah.
Well, come on. Who's going to want to pick that,
dude?
When you got Knight Rider and everybody else on that
Think
list.
about how many movies that vehicle made it through.
No, it's a different one every time.
Oh.
It was only in the first one. The family truckster.
The reboot. Didn't they take the?
That was that Japanese or Korean or whatever it was.
That's right. It was
Korean or whatever it was. The family truckster only showed up in the original. Every other time
Actually,
was
I
a
think that might
different
have
vehicle.
been 70s even. So
yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, the truckster was only in the original.
But okay, so DeLorean with flux capacitor.
I would assume
because
Now, is it Back to the Future at the beginning, DeLorean, or by the time they put the Vegematic deal in the back, where you just throw vegetables in the back? And then at the end of the third one, it was a train. Remember, they got the parts. So which version of the DeLorean are we talking? We talking the original Marty McFly DeLorean, or the additions were made in later movies?
But either way you go, it's still a crappy car. So, I mean, it's like they say you have to get up to 88 miles per hour, literally only because that's its top speed. I'm not making that up. That is basically how fast a DeLorean will go. It's got a terrible engine. It's stainless steel. The only thing that car has going for it is the gull wing doors. It is the only appealing aspect of it.
Wow. Have you seen the DeLorean story? I mean, you know he went to jail and all that, but do you know all the story?
I know large portions of it. I know that he put massive amounts of his fortune up his nose. In fairness, he wasn't addicted to cocaine. He just liked the way it smelled.
Well, he got wrapped up in cartel stuff. I mean, it was a mess. But anyway, I'm still leading Knight Rider. Now, to be honest though, as far as protection goes, the A-Team van's going to be the most armed.
And that's why I leaned van for
because the A-Team van was loaded up with all the AKs, remember? Which they never used for anything. If you ever watch that show, they were tough, but not one person was ever killed. They would fire 80 bazillion shots. Not one person would ever get killed. But then they would make some kind of gun that shoots lettuce to protect a farm. And that would do all the damage. So they're loaded to the gill with AK-47s and everything, but it was the part where they designed the thing that makes the mousetrap that wins the day for them.
This is what they don't tell you, is that what happened was that the A-Team actually went to the academy and became stormtroopers. So that's the basic problem. Nobody can hit the broadside.
Well, there was supposed to be a crackpot of something, weren't they? Isn't that how they started in a crackpot of elite?
It's either going to have a light. Oh, darn it! I was hoping it was going to be stuffed with cash or have a light bulb in it, like in Pulp Fiction.
Oh, sorry.
But you can't open a briefcase without a little bit of a lure first.
But I still lean a Knight Rider. The car talks. It's got turbo boost.
Caltrops.
I mean, it just fills so many needs. You're bored, Michael? Tell me a story.
Michael,
share
with me your day.
Kit, I need a story. All right. Let me give you the rundown. It would be my Alexa. Kit would be my Alexa. Kit, remind me I got to stop by the grocery store on the way home. That would be my Alexa. Let me give you what's happening for this hour of the show. We're going to get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes. Then here about 9:15 or so, we're going to have Lee and Jen from our American Legion Post 61 family join us. We have a couple things to talk about. Of course, the big Halloween drive-thru fundraiser, which is Saturday night at First United Methodist Church. And then, of course, we'll talk some Veterans Parade and all that good stuff, too. So that's coming up here in just a little bit. Later on this hour, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, along with your weather and town hall business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. A cold front is moving into eastern New Mexico. That'll keep our temperatures pretty comfortable today with low to mid 70s, but the wind will be gusty up to 35 miles per hour. Plenty of sunshine, upper 30s and clear for the overnight hours and breezy. And then not as windy tomorrow. We'll stay around 70 on our afternoon high with sunshine, warming back up to the mid 70s and sunny Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 57 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 25%. Winds still blowing out of the northwest, 22, gusting to 32 miles per hour. Cooler today, 73 and sunny. Winds will remain breezy out of the northwest, 20 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, clear skies, overnight low of 40, northwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Thursday, cooler tomorrow, sunny, highs near 70, northwest winds better, 5 to 10. So I'll take today over tomorrow, or tomorrow over today. I'll sacrifice the 3 degrees for less wind. For Thursday night, it's going to be chilly. Overnight low of 39 under clear skies. Southeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Friday, sunny and 74. Winds out of the south 5 to 10. And then a little bit of a roller coaster for you on the weekend. Warmer on Saturday. Sunny skies mid-80s, 84 on Saturday. But back down to sunny and 75 on Sunday. So we're gonna go up 10 degrees, 5 from Friday to Saturday, and then down 10 degrees Saturday into Sunday. So welcome to New Mexico. And then it looks like we'll be in the low 70s on Monday, mid 60s by Tuesday of next week. All right, it is 9:15. Let's take a quick 3-minute commercial break, and then Lee and Jen from our Post 61 family will join us, and we'll chit chat on the other side. Do not go away.
What a great time of year this is. Leaves are changing, pecans are falling, and that feeling of autumn is in the air. Along with the change of seasons, your friends at the Tailgate Nation Roswell Ford suggested it may be time for a change of vehicles. And at Roswell Ford, there's no shortage of good, clean, late model cars and trucks that will serve your family for many years. For instance, right now, Roswell Ford has a beautiful 2020 Ford F-150 Lariat Crew Cab 4x4 with only 26,000 miles, and it's only $54,980. Oh, and here's a great deal on an SUV, a 2018 Ford Explorer XLT with less than 42,000 miles for just $28,980. They'll go fast, so you better hurry. Remember, Roswell Ford backs up all their pre-owned vehicles with a 3-day money-back guarantee, so you don't have to worry about making a mistake. And if you have a lightly used car or truck, Roswell Ford wants to see it. You'll probably be surprised how much it's worth. Whether you're thinking of buying or thinking of selling, come see us at Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation.
Have you been dealing with stress or anxiety lately? Don't let that stop you from getting the dental work done that you know needs to happen. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and every day we help people just like you have a relaxing and pain-free experience with IV sedation. Just imagine a dental experience where you don't remember the needles or the drills. If that's what you're looking for, we can help. Let us ease your stress and create the best dental experience ever.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main, or call 622-4455.
Welcome to the Asian market. This is Nok. Right now we have a new ingredient like galanga, lemongrass, lime leaf, and Thai chili to make tom yam gung and tom kha gai. And try out new delicious nail soup on Saturday. Come see me at the Asian Market, 5702 South Main. Call for order 840-5309.
Pecos Valley Broadcasting, the multimedia group that brings you Mornings with Mike Winters, New Mexico Military Institute Sports, Dallas Cowboys football, Roswell High, Artesia High, and Goddard High Sports is looking for a full-time account executive for the Roswell market. This is no ordinary sales job. Become a member of a veteran sales team. Your pay includes a guarantee plus commissions and is performance-based with earning potential to exceed $70,000 a year. If you or someone you know is perfect for this opportunity, submit your resume to jobs@pvbcradio.com. Pecos Valley Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer.
The biggest sale in the history of southeastern New Mexico is back at Roswell Nissan, King of Cars. With every vehicle on the lot slashed to liquidation pricing, like a 2020 Versa slashed to under 18 grand, a 2014 Jeep Patriot slashed to under 13 grand, and a 2015 Sentra slashed to under 9 grand. And get free AirPods just for stopping by. King of Cars. On now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You cannot snore and dream at the same time, unless you're dreaming about snoring. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the American Legion Post 61 family, Commander Stephen Lee and Auxiliary President Jen back with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How? Howdy. Of course, this Saturday.
Mhm.
Put it on your calendars. Put it on your list of Halloween festivities. American Legion Post 61, backed by popular demand, is
and twice its size.
That's right. Bigger, faster, stronger. We juiced it up. We put it on steroids, and so it won't pass a drug test. But it's pretty awesome.
And there's enough candy to launch the next version of Space Shuttle.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys went shopping yesterday.
We did
yesterday.
Over $400 worth of candy.
Yeah, Albertsons was kind enough to donate some of the candy
About
to us.
$100.
That's very nice of them. Absolutely. They've helped us in the past.
They have.
They did.
The Albertson's been very generous to our Post family. Big thank you to them.
Yeah, Thursday we'll be sanitizing and sorting into little baggies.
All right, the preparation of the candy.
That's right.
But Saturday night, come on out to First United Methodist Church in the parking lot there.
5 to 8.
5 to 8 p.m. American Legion Post 61 is going to have a drive-through Halloween event asking for donations. So if you've got, it's whatever you can afford. If you've got, $1, if you got $1,000, we'll take it all.
We only ask for $1. If you got more, great. But
whatever you can
all we
afford. And again, all the money we raise goes to our American Legion Post 61 family. We use it for scholarships. We use it for Memory Lawn Cemetery. We use it to help veterans when they come through. We use it like the holidays are coming up. We're going to be buying some turkeys and things.
We use it to help veterans who need our help or passing through town.
Exactly. So that's what this money's going for. So so make plans. Get your family loaded up in the car and come on through the drive-through. I think. It's really cool because we have especially a couple people in our midst that have really taken this by the reins and just have
Joy and Donalita.
Joy, Donalita, and Patty, they're all very excited.
Creative juices just saturate.
And then we got
thing.
Pat. I mean, Pat likes to hang out with the alien, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So we have folks that are just having fun with this and love to have you come through, drive through. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And I hear tell we're pretty generous with the candy compared to other.
We do indeed seem to have that reputation. We didn't realize we had that reputation.
Yeah, it just kind of happened. And people.
But it was like a couple days after they had people come to say, well, they're sure rationing the candy at these other places. And you guys are giving these full baggies. And they had people going through the line 2 and 3 times.
All right.
And I mean, it was sometimes upwards of a 30-minute wait before you went through the thing, but you got these huge ton bags of candy.
So if you want to get in on the candy scuttlebutt, we got the good candy.
Candy while supplies last, but we've got
a
lot of it.
And of course, if you drove through last year, you know exactly how cold it is. But drive through, it's going to be different this year. There's, like I said, it's on steroids. It's bigger, faster, stronger. So there's going to be new things and more things for you to experience at this year's Halloween
I hear
drive-thru.
tell there's a spaceship of some sort.
Yeah, there's some sort of spaceship, and there's also some like teleportation thing going on display. It's pretty interesting. Yeah,
we're going big time.
Yeah, I haven't seen most of this stuff
I haven't
yet.
seen any
so
of it. It's under wraps. I get
like top
little
secret
snippets.
Yeah,
here
right.
and there.
It's like I'll tell you, but I got to kill you. A lot of that.
They sent me a picture of the spacecraft all lit up and stuff.
It was pretty cool.
But
That's
it was
sweet.
during the day, so
you don't get
when
the
I see it
full-
at night, it's going to be really
the allure
cool.
it's going to be really
Apparently,
cool.
in its former life, it was a barbecue grill of some sort.
I guess, or hula hoops involved. I don't know.
Hula hoops or something. I don't
like
know.
I said, these folks are extremely creative and love Halloween.
That's great. So again, it's going to be 5 to 8 this Saturday night. One night only, 5 to 8 p.m. It'll be in the parking lot of First United Methodist Church. Again, it's donation only. So if you got $1, thank you. If you got $100, thank you.
If you don't have $1, it's okay.
And if you don't have $1, no biggie. Come on through.
We're doing it for the kids.
Yeah, I mean,
someplace safe to have fun.
If you can't afford it, don't let that stop you.
One
Come
thing
down and
I
have fun
find
with us.
is, copying is a form of flattery.
That's true.
It seems that some other folks in town have some drive-throughs
Well,
this
good for them.
year.
Yes, good for them.
Anyway, they all seem to want to compete for the same time slot, but you know what? it takes about 20 minutes to go through ours, so you can still hit theirs.
It's a 5 to 8 window, and I don't think you're going to spend 3 hours going through it.
No. Unless you start doing loops, which we don't mind.
Unless your car breaks down in the middle of the thing or something. But,
well, yeah. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen.
You might become part of the drive-thru.
We had a couple of parents fighting over position last year. I was like,
oh, nice.
Wow, come on, guys.
Yeah.
This is for the kids.
Yeah, everybody, it'll be get through.
We'll get to everybody, trust
we promise you will. So if the lines gets a little long, which sometimes it does, just be patient. It'll get you through, and thank you for coming out and supporting.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a big. We can't thank you guys enough. Thank you for coming and seeing it and enjoying it and getting all the candy.
The American Legion runs on donations, so the more we get, the more we can do for your community.
So spread the word too. Tell your friends, hey, we're going to go drive through. Grab your car and drive through with us, and maybe give us $1 or $2 or $5 or whatever. We wave
your flag.
Absolutely. Yeah, and have some fun. And obviously, then you can go on to, if you're going to go head over to the convention center for the city's event, free event, or go out to Boo at the Zoo, or keep calling it Boo in the Zoo. Night of the Living Zoo.
Ours
or any
is
of the other
better,
events. Though. Yeah. I ain't going to lie. Where you going to come first to the big, but everything's going to be great. Have fun. Go do your thing. Visit the churches. I know almost all the churches in town have had or will be having something coming up for fall festival or something like that.
Yeah, I think they had one like last Saturday or something.
I know Country Club Road had their fall festival on Saturday.
I know Chimera is having theirs at the same time.
Yeah, and there was I think there was one church, I don't remember off the top of my head which one, was doing both weekends. Like they did something this past weekend.
Grace or something.
And they're doing something this weekend.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah. So.
And I heard that the zoo's doing it Friday and Saturday?
Friday and Saturday for Night of the Living Zoo. That is not a free event. The one at the convention center is a free event on Sunday, the actual Halloween day.
Yeah.
But the Night of the Living Zoo is a fundraiser for the zoo.
Okay.
You can get tickets in advance at roswellconnect.com. It's very affordable, but they'll be doing trick or treating and games and face painting and all the fun frivolity out there too. So.
Yeah, I wish we would be able to do something like that, but the people we had lined up, they moved to Las Cruces.
Ah.
Yeah.
Bad timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we still have lots of fun and interesting stuff and lots of candy.
Absolutely. But again, this Saturday night, beginning at 5 p.m., we'll go to about 8 at the parking lot of First United Methodist Church. Once you get there, just follow the cars. They'll get you. And there'll be signs.
You won't be able to miss
it. Yeah. And then come have some fun with us. I do want to real quick touch on our White Star ceremony we had on Sunday.
That went really well.
Big thank you. I talked a little bit about it on the show Monday, but big thank you to Ralph Green and his family for allowing us to honor them with this. And
the good news is they sent me the video.
Yeah, they videoed it.
Nice.
It turned out really nice.
Pretty good amateur editor.
I noticed he was quite the technician with all that camera work there on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he sent me the whole thing edited, and he's got stuff on it and whatever. I watched it the other day. It's pretty well done, and I'm going to be posting it maybe later today.
Good.
But
please take a look at it if you guys see it. It's first off tremendously. It's a rough situation for a family to kind of, especially if they're kind of been grieving through this process and maybe have put some closure on it. And sometimes participating things like this can rehash some of those memories and things. So. First off, thank you to them for allowing us to do this. One thing I do know that, and you can kind of fill in the blanks on this one, Lee, but is Ralph is since his son's passing, obviously has been a warrior for raising awareness for soldier suicide. And
apparently his other son challenged him to do this, and he says, "Yep, I'll take the challenge."
Yeah.
So he traveled around to different veteran cemeteries, including Memory Lawn. I haven't posted the video for Memory Lawn yet, but 22 push-ups before he starts work. Anytime he goes out to the Memory Lawn to mow or cut down brush or whatever he's doing out there, he does 22 push-ups before he starts, because that's to bring awareness to the fact that there are 22 a day we're losing. And on the 11th, I'm hoping to have a bunch of veterans, specifically our post.
On Veterans Day, the 11th.
I'm hoping to have them, and I invited the VFW, which has just called me the other day and other veterans. I'd like to meet out at Memory Lawn about 6 p.m.
Okay.
On 11/11.
Yeah.
And do 22 push-ups, or as many as we could do. I
Sure.
mean, obviously, I'm not going to be doing any push-ups, but
I started thinking about, I was like, I don't even know if I haven't done it in a while.
I don't know. It's been a while.
I'm so out of shape. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, if you got Mike Winters out there and Lederhosen doing one push-up that represents all 22, there's that. But the point being,
they're sheer, folks.
We want to put a laser focus on the fact that we need to stop this. I mean, even Dagmar Youngberg, who came up from Carlsbad, shared a personal story, which I won't go into, but basically intervention works. And had an intervention not occurred on her behalf long time ago, she wouldn't have had the opportunity to help so many people.
Sure.
I mean, she's a veteran service officer now. She's out there in the trenches.
She's
helping
chewed that
people.
dirt, and now she's helping people.
She did, and I
navigate
have
the
also
same thing.
found, and I didn't mean to out Dagmar on that, but the truth of the matter is, I found people that have personal experience with things, have it, Alcoholics Anonymous or whatever, or
There's a
suicide
passion behind
prevention.
what they're doing.
If you were in that situation, you tend to be a very understanding and helpful life coach.
Yeah. Well, you know exactly what that person's experiencing, because odds are pretty good you were sitting in that chair, at some point before there. And
It kind of rolls back to the whole thing that you and I talk about almost every time, and that is a service person talking to another service person. You don't have to explain 50 million things to get to the same level.
You've already got an emotional camaraderie there because you understand it, and
you can see it in the eyes. You can see it in there. You look at somebody and you say,
Yeah.
I know that you know what I'm talking about.
And I don't have a lot of expertise in this, but I would imagine if you're someone that is feeling suicidal, feeling depressed, and someone's speaking your language to you, I feel like that's going to break through much easier than someone that's coming from a place of judgment, if that makes sense.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And I don't even think we intend to, but we all know that suicide's bad, and sometimes when you're talking to someone and they're saying, you shouldn't do it, it's bad, and it's like, really? That's your advice to me? And we're not equipped. We don't know what to say to make them feel better.
Which is why we had the White Star ceremony as well.
And
because we wanted to honor Troy Green and his family.
Yeah.
But we also wanted to raise awareness, which is why we had Dagmar come and speak. And she provided lots of wonderful information. So
she brought up little brochures
really
and
glad that
stuff
it
from
went
the
as well
VA
as it did.
Absolutely.
And we had several people attend as well.
Yeah,
which
we
was
had
nice.
we had a good crowd. Now, like you said, we're going to go ahead and put it up on our Facebook and all that. Our
I
social
don't know
media,
about Facebook.
our social media, our Facebook.
Mark does the Facebook. I don't even know what.
But it'll be
puts
on
up
our
there.
website
Yeah.
at least there. If you get a chance, go and watch that ceremony.
RoswellLegion.org.
Yeah, I mean it's emotional. Obviously, the family spoke and they did an amazing job in sharing their feelings and things like that. But we need the message out of this is it's everybody's business. This is when we talk about suicide, when we talk about and this is I know we're talking a military focus here because we're American Legion, but this is in general. So if you know someone's suicide,
anybody.
It's the they always say watch the signs and all of that, and you're like great, but how and unfortunately
one of the worst signs is the fact that there are no signs.
Yeah.
So if you see someone being negative or whatever, and then they stop.
Yeah, if it's a fast change.
Yeah, that's probably not good.
Yeah. And then, and something we talked about, I don't remember if it was at the event Sunday or prior to, and I know you and I were in the conversation, and I think it was bigger, but something that when people are dealing with suicide, sometimes before it happens, the fact that they're calm and happy and jovial is a symptom because in their brain, they finally made the decision to go forward. And now that they have a path of what they're doing, there's a sense of peace there a little bit for them. And so that's a warning sign, too. That
very much.
And that's probably the one that messes with most of us. Because if they get to that point and it's like, they seemed just great the day before. Yeah, you know why? Because they probably got their mind right in their head.
Clicked and
it's such a thing we're still learning. We're so behind the 8 ball on our brains and this kind of thing.
Yes, we are.
So we gotta till we get the information and the education, we gotta do our best to stay active, stay involved, stay alert, read the signs as best you can. I know we always want to juggle that, because people want to be left alone sometimes. You want to respect that. But at the same time, where's that balance between saving someone's life and respecting their privacy? And it's hard to navigate that sometimes. But, I mean, obviously, if it's pretty cut and dry that there's a suicide going on, there's no boundaries. But you feel weird. You're like, are they just in a bad day, or is this something more than I need to worry about? And it's hard to understand that.
It is. And sometimes all it takes is just picking up the phone, been thinking about you, just, letting you know that, how you doing?
Yeah. And that's it. And to be honest, getting back to just being nice and treating each other like human beings, that goes a long way. Because,
it really does.
Because maybe that person's in a bad mood, and you just set that over the edge. You know what I mean? And so sometimes your interaction could positively or negatively tilt the balance in one way or the other. So if you're always nice and cheerful, and just even when it's it's people you don't know, it's even if you don't agree or necessarily, it's be civil, be nice, be.
I don't know how many times I've been in the store and someone will give me a nice compliment or even just smile at me, and it just makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the smallest acts that can make the biggest change.
Sometimes it's that person that feels lonely, and you came up and said, "Hey, how you doing today? What's going on?" That's like the moment of like, "Hey, maybe there is and maybe that's the moment that puts them in a path to recovery, as opposed to ending it." And that's just it. We don't know, and every single person, it's going to be different. It's maybe it's something more chemical, and maybe it's more life experience. Maybe it's a combination of both. We don't know,
right?
And we don't understand that. And to be honest, science-wise, we're probably still a ways from understanding that. But in the meantime, we need to understand and treat it as such, and be aware, and that's what it is. So yes, symbolic with the push-ups and everything, but if it's keeping the reminder of watching out for this signs, and
just keep an eye out on each other,
being vigilant on it, and obviously they always say the people that know best are usually family and the people are closest, but that's not always true either, because sometimes you're so far into the forest you can't see the trees from the forest, and you
nobody
can easily
wants
get in
to
that.
think that their loved one is in that much pain.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to consider the fact that
you start
it's
creating
possible.
own excuses for them. It's like, oh, maybe just I had a bad day at work or whatever it is, and so it's easy to do that. So, but again, raising the awareness. Let's just keep it on your radar. I wish I had more answers for you, but we don't. We just don't. We don't. So.
But we do have resources. So if you have questions, there are crisis lines that can help. There are resources out there. You're not alone.
Yep, absolutely. One other thing I do want to touch on, or do you want to talk about something else before we talk Veterans Day, or you got another
let's talk Veterans Day.
All right, yes, Veterans Day, of course, November 11th
is the actual
Veterans Day. We're not doing the parade on the 11th. That's
November 6th.
The Saturday before.
Correct.
November 6th will be the Veterans Parade. The plan is
it's going to kick off at 0600 with the Heroes 5K.
Yes.
That's the plan. Although
we'll see how that plan goes.
We're not 100% sure.
Sure.
And then approximately 0900, or just a little bit before, your own Mike Winters will start us off, and we will have our Veterans Celebration from 9 to 10.
And that'll be on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn.
Correct.
Traditional, right
between
downtown.
4th and 5th on
usually right
Main
there
Street.
at the Veterans Memorial there, in the middle of the lawn there. Yeah.
All right. If you want to be in the parade, I suggest you line up either at the Virginia parking lot behind the courthouse.
Yes.
Or you can be at the Pioneer Plaza.
Okay.
We kind of have to
Which is like right across the street from the courthouse.
Right.
Yes.
And then we'll have people out there directing, who goes in where and all that happy stuff. We don't have any pre-registration this year. We tried that a couple of years. It was just a total flop. So you want to be in the parade, just come down to be in the parade.
Yeah, come out, be a part of it. Usually we have some veterans organizations, churches, and things that get involved with it, or families that want to honor veterans and
Yeah, it's a good time.
You got a family with some veterans, put them in a car with the top down and come on out and then show them off for us.
So scheduled to appear is Tom Blake. He'll be doing some music for us. We've got
the man that sets the tone every time.
Mm-hmm. He
We've
does
got
such a
the
good job.
Scouts should be out there.
They're part of our wreath laying ceremony.
Probably do wreath laying and Pledge of Allegiance and stuff like that. We got Jack Swigert. He's going to be our primary speaker, guest speaker. He Vietnam helicopter pilot.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy.
He was also into publishing quite a bit, newspapers here and Las Cruces.
He's got an amazing story, and I imagine he'll share at least some of it during his speech on November 6th.
Yeah, I'm
he
really looking forward to it.
He seems to be a very dynamic individual.
Yeah, he's got a great story. We forgot to mention at the beginning that this year's Veterans Parade is themed the Vietnam era. So everything's kind of like last year, if you remember, was the Korean War. This year, Vietnam.
Right, we'll kind of do them in order.
Yeah, sort of.
I do need to mention my sponsors.
Yeah, we got some great.
Now, my top sponsor for this event this year so far has been Chimera.
Thank you to Chimera.
Oh, yeah. They donated a bunch of money this year. And others like Ballard, CVE, of course, Reineke Medical.
Yeah. They've been involved with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They did that. They donated for Memory Lawn as well as for the Veterans Parade and all that stuff. And did I say Ballard? Yeah.
Yes,
Ballard
Funeral.
did. And then
CVS.
Yeah. Various people up on the poster. Of course, we have thanks for Pecos Valley Broadcasting and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, Southwest Printers is actually the one doing the posters
is
for
doing
us.
the posters for us. They did the Halloween
Our
one
beautiful
this year.
Halloween one here
also,
too,
but they also did our
the cameras on
Vietnam.
you guys. So. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
put it that way.
Yeah, we just ordered the big poster yesterday, so we should have it by Friday, and we'll start distributing it to everybody with all the sponsorships on there.
Sweet. Very good.
So that's good.
Yeah, so put November 6th. It's the Saturday before Veterans Day. That's actually, is it 2 weeks? Is it? Because this weekend's Halloween. It's next Saturday.
Week from Saturday.
It's week from this Saturday. Jeez.
Yeah, it's back to
coming
back.
up fast.
Wow.
Back to back.
And like I said, 9 a.m. is when the
Harrington's going to be out there. I guess they're bringing the big SWAT mobile.
Oh, good.
So.
Yeah,
good.
that's pretty exciting.
I've never seen it move, but I've seen it parked at places.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. And I was talking to Eastless about it, and he says, "Oh, it drives terrible."
I
and
saw
it gets like 2 miles to the gallon.
I saw it move during the fair parade.
I didn't see
a month
that.
ago here. Yeah, it was in the fair parade.
I heard that it was.
It's beastly.
Yes.
It's just
I got a chance to look at it at the Alzheimer's walk that we did the other day.
I'm pretty sure you could put a 1-bedroom apartment in one of the tires. Like
Yeah,
if
it's pretty big, yeah.
Well, those are very custom tires. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that was, you know what? If I don't remember all the minutia when they bought that thing, but I remember part of the deal was they're throwing in tires because the thing is those tires are so big and unique and expensive.
I would imagine
they're
very
not as
pricey.
big as like on Yellow Iron, but it's close.
Well, I mean, you just can't roll up the big old tires and say, "Give me a set of tires for this bad boy."
And I seem to recall my wife telling me a story. Her father, after he got out of the service as a retired E9, he busted tires, and that was kind of what he was doing for the local place. And I guess one of those big tires blew up on him and kind of injured him a little bit.
Oh, wow.
But those things are dangerous.
Yeah.
When those things blow,
it's pressurized air. I mean,
well, not only that, but there's just so much steel and galvanized rubber and all that stuff in there. It's like projectiles.
Sure. Yeah. It's a little, well, not little. It's a hand grenade.
Well, I mean, one of the scariest moments I ever had is driving down the interstate and next to one of those big rigs, and one of the trucks, the tires on the rear of the trailer exploded. And it happens all the time. You see rubber pieces all over the road, but when it happens right in front of you,
yeah,
and it's like, what Am I in a drive-by? What's going on here? I mean, the sound is
not
incredible.
to mention it's if it's a full-on blowout, it can be very dangerous as a driver too.
I have heard stories. Of course, my vehicle was not damaged or anything. It's
sure, but
frightening, especially when you're on the passenger side where it happens. But I have heard stories of them blowing up right next to you and
but even if you have like a
damaging your
top-heavy vehicle, that blowout can sometimes just mark you off kilter with the weight.
Well, I
and
suppose,
that if you got a taller vehicle, that blowout, it could just if you're catching the turn the right time or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's
roll you right over.
I drove a truck for a while when I was in the 90s, and I always look at that, and I don't know why, but even if I'm riding as a passenger, I will look at the tires and kind of make that mental decision of those tires okay,
right?
Or if not, I'm speeding on past, or I'm not going to go, or whatever.
My foot is going to get very heavy all
yeah.
But so, but yeah, that thing's pretty cool. So hopefully we'll see it out in the parade, barring any mechanical issues with it between now and November 6th.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah. And then, of course, afterwards, there is a gathering.
At the Wool Bowl.
At the Wool Bowl. Kind of an informal.
Scheduled to appear. There are vendors.
Yeah.
And there should be at least a couple car show people. I was talking to Larry yesterday, and apparently he's got some motorcycle clubs that want to ride with us.
Oh, cool.
I've already previously invited the Patriot Guard. Of course, they usually
come out
finish it out
and
for us. I have yet to send the email that I'm supposed to send to Captain Kessel, but I'll probably do that today, inviting the National Guard
to
come, but apparently they need a formal letter.
It's a government operation.
Yeah, they got to pass it up the chain, you know?
We know a thing or two about that.
Today, because we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
But, it would have been nice. A couple years ago, the National Guard came out with a bunch of the big trucks.
Yeah, it was very cool.
I love when they do that. It's always fun to see the Humvees and all that. Yeah. I even though I've seen them 100 times, I still like seeing them. It's just fun.
Yeah. It's unusual. It's something different in the day.
Yeah. And those are the cool Humvees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
those
the
are
real
Humvees.
The real ones. Yeah.
All you people with your H3s out there.
Sorry, hate to break it to you.
I laugh at you.
And there is still time if you want to sign up for the race. Apparently, this is all done online. I'm not familiar with the process, but the Heroes 5K should have a website for you to go. I think it's active.com or something.
That sounds right now that you say that. Active. I was trying to remember the site, but when you said that sounds right.
And if you still want to donate, even though I can't get your logo on the poster, we'll still promote you on the radio and stuff. But RoswellLegion.org. Or give me a call, 575-2680220, and we'll get you set up.
Yep. And then, of course, RoswellLegion.org is our official website for American Legion Post 61. The video we were talking about earlier from our White Star ceremony,
be on there.
It'll be on that website later on today.
I do need to let everybody know that Post 28 and 61 teamed up for this year.
Oh, so Veterans Day is
let's not leave
joint
them out.
American Legion effort. They are hand in hand with us, making sure this happens.
And I made sure that when I was on the phone with the VFW, apparently they're reformed again here in Roswell.
Wonderful. I didn't know that.
And I invited him to the November 2nd meeting, which is the parade planning meeting here. And he plans on sending somebody.
Glad to hear that. That's
it's been
more veteran group, the better, as far as I'm concerned.
It's been a tough sell. We've been trying to get Chavez County veterans to come out of their shell a little bit, but they really don't want anything to do with us, it seems. But we're hoping that someday we'll break the ice with them. And
very good.
I say, we got VFW again now here in town, and even Order of the Purple Heart or. DAV or something like that. If you guys want to,
do they have a chapter here?
I think they used to.
Okay.
They might have one in Artesia or something now. Okay. But my point is, this is for all veterans. We just happen to be taking the lead on this, but we're willing to share the spotlight with any veterans organization.
Purple Heart is always, because that's growing up as a kid. That's where my mom always donated stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it seemed like once every 6 months, if we had a furniture or clothing, Purple Heart would show up. They used to come pick up there. So as a kid growing up, I knew Purple Heart is the people you donate stuff to. I didn't even realize the whole
what it was for
behind it.
Things we need right now, though, the Post needs you to donate stuffed animals. We really need that because we need to support some of these
Sure.
kids, that get displaced by various legal encounters here in town.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing some donations here real soon to
Thanksgiving.
some of the Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So I know that Luprino is probably going to give us about 7 turkeys, I understand.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
But we need more so that we can donate and stuff
Yeah,
like
because
that.
we go around and we'll donate them to, just for example,
shelters.
the Roswell Refuge,
Yes,
Johnny
right.
Gonzalez's Thanksgiving event
That's
we've
exactly
donated
right.
to in the past. Is Big Brothers or Boys and Girls Club one of those?
We haven't yet, but we're
they might be
certainly-
that might be good for this year because they're
we're
doing a
certainly
Thanksgiving
open
thing.
to it.
Good.
Yeah, they're on. I know that of things going on Thanksgiving. I know they're on the list this year, so
Yeah.
that might be one to.
Yeah, we need. I hate to put it quite this way, but we need money. We need donations.
Sure.
American Legion runs on donations, but for us to do all these things, we need to be funded on the back end. Memory Lawn, we're
give us money
fixing
on Saturday. We'll give you some candy.
We're fixing the fence. Yeah,
Yes.
we're fixing the fence this year at Memory Lawn.
Yeah, we got great strides going on at Memory Lawn. Big thank you to folks that have donated money to us. Just we've had because we're collecting money, and if you earmark and tell us this is just for Memory Lawn,
that's
It goes into
that
a
is
special
exactly
account,
what it's
that's
for.
where it goes.
Yeah.
Right now, we're working on the fence. We've got hopefully we'll get a contractor lined up pretty soon here to replace that flagpole.
Okay.
We got to fix the hands on one of the statues that somebody cut off. I can't quite
It needs a
understand
hand.
that.
Yeah, we need a
Don't do
hand with
that.
the hands.
Yeah, we need a hand. No, don't say that.
Oh, I'm bringing the pun.
No, don't do it. Don't do it, Mike. Okay. So anyway, we need you. We need help. Now with the growing season coming or tapering down, we're not doing as much mowing as we were.
But it gives us
But
more of a chance to work on the other
Right.
aspects.
And I do know that we've been having some folks out there shoring up some of these sunken graves. Now, we haven't got all of them yet, but we're working on them.
Okay.
As we can get to them. We just trimmed a bunch of the bushes recently.
Yeah.
That's looking really good up front.
We've taken the cousin it bushes to something that actually looks presentable.
Yeah, and fix the
now more
garbage
respectable
cans
cousins.
and stuff
Yes.
like that. Now, I do know that the owner either has or will be purchasing very soon replacement trees, I guess it is.
Yes, the
because
cypress
some of
trees
them-
that died because
with
of
the water situation.
Yeah, well, they had stuff stolen, and they weren't getting irrigated the way they were supposed to because
but
people
the
stole
owner's
stuff. And,
he's going to make good on those and replace those.
Yeah, good deal. But it's glad to hear we got good progress out there, folks. Wait, do they have is there another, what's the next plan?
Scheduled
I don't
planning.
know. I asked
do we have-
Dawn about that actually yesterday, and he
Okay.
hadn't
But I think
made
we're a little
plan
busy
yet.
with Halloween.
But
and
with all that's
Well,
going
as soon as I get it, I'll see it in our group text. I'll spread the word on the show here.
Sundays, we're trying to do Sundays more than anything else, Sunday afternoons, because we can get a lot of people to come out because a lot of our members work. So
Well, it'd be helpful if the Cowboys were bad this year.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I suppose.
Well, just because there's a lot of Cowboys fans here, and if by this point they're good this year, so people want to watch them. But I figure about this time, if they were bad, everyone's fed up, so they turn off TV and just come out to Memory Lawn.
Oh, is that what it is? Maybe we should switch to Saturdays.
Fascinating.
Very good. But if you do have any questions about anything we talked about here, like you said, RoswellLegion.org is our website. You
Or
can
send
find
me an
everything.
email, commander@roswelllegion.org,
Yeah.
or call me. Yeah. Actually, I think I have my, I put my phone number, my direct phone number, 720-272-1455 on the website.
Okay.
So that goes straight to me. So.
And then, of course, tomorrow night, what time does everybody get? About 6, 5:30? What time does everybody gather at the first night?
On
of the-
Thursday?
Yeah. Oh, so today's Wednesday, right?
Usually
Yeah,
5:30.
tomorrow. So if you want more information or want more about being a Legion or being in the
Well,
Legion,
if you show up 5:30 tomorrow night, though, you're
going to get roped into helping
You're
with the candy.
going to be sanitizing and putting candy into little baggies.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We dump
Yeah.
it all out on the table and everybody
Yeah,
starts grabbing.
everybody.
We have an overseer with a whip and everything.
Yeah, sure.
and it's funny because in the background there's just music going, oh,
No. We may have some spooky Halloween music going on, though.
You went to the Wizard of Oz? I mean, really?
Something kind of work ominous.
Yeah.
Oy.
You know.
Hey, not bad.
I went a little
bridge over the River Kwai. Yeah. Let's go build a bridge.
That's right. Yeah. I got to go watch that movie again. It's been 100 years since I've seen Bridge on the Road.
Oh, my.
I think it's been...
It was Obi-Wan Kenobi before he was Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I think it's been 30 years since I've seen that movie.
Probably.
Yeah.
Seems more reasonable than 100 years.
Yeah. Well.
Well, he's got that Biden speak going. You know?
I suppose.
I've been in Congress for 175,000 years.
Come on, man. All right, I'm quitting.
Yeah, me too.
9:54. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Mike.
9:54. Quick news and break before we break. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley News update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The Eddy County Sheriff is warning of yet another scam making the rounds. It's a familiar one, though. Sheriff Mark Cage says the office in the last few days has received numerous reports that someone is calling, claiming to be Sergeant Ray Williams of the Eddy County Sheriff's Office. The caller tells the potential victim that they have an active warrant for their arrest, and then the caller demands that you go get a prepaid gift card in order to pay a fine. Please always remember that no law enforcement agency in the country operates in this manner, and if someone is demanding that you pay a fine with a prepaid gift card, that is always a scam. New Mexico reaching a grim milestone on Tuesday, having more than 5,000 deaths from COVID-19. Most of those hospitalized with the virus were unvaccinated, health officials say. 93% of the 1,039 people who died in New Mexico from the virus from February to October were not vaccinated. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. The count was the same for the Goddard boys and the Goddard girls as both teams opened the playoffs yesterday, 6-0. The Goddard girls won. It was the end of the season for the Goddard boys. The Rocket girls yesterday defeated Taos at home 6-0. Lexi Pino, sophomore, had 2 goals. Aylin Miramontes Fierro, 2 goals. And also Clara Hatch, a junior, she had 1 goal. Ashlyn Ramos, a junior, also with 1 goal. A beat down. But on the other hand, that's what happened to the Goddard boys playing on the road at Taos. Goddard came in as the 9th seed. Taos was the 8th seed. It was a 6-0 count there as well as the Tigers move on. As for the Goddard girls, they will next be in the quarterfinal round against Albuquerque Academy. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street's benchmarks bouncing between small gains and losses in today's early going as investors weigh the latest earnings reports, McDonald's among them. The chain reporting stronger than expected third-quarter sales.
Revenue jumped 14% to $6.2 billion in the July to September period. That beat Wall Street's forecast of $6 billion. Same-store sales, or sales at stores open at least a year, rose 12.7%. As coronavirus restrictions ease in most markets. Wall Street had expected a 10% increase.
Correspondent Jeremy House. The third quarter was not kind to the bottom line of Boeing. The Chicago-based aircraft manufacturer lost $109 million. Company's been struggling with production problems that have blocked deliveries of 787 jets. With business, I'm Rich Thomason.
Hey CVE members, have you scheduled your no-cost home energy audit? If not, we're getting close to fall and cooler weather. It's time to sign up. Call 575-746-3571 to get your name on the list for a free home energy audit. Weather stripping, new door sweeps, minor repairs, and much more. Start saving money and keep that purchased air in your home. Central Valley Electric is happy to partner with Green Metal Energy for this valuable audit. Again, 575-746-3571 to sign up. Call now.
Christmas came early at Richland Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. A huge inventory has finally arrived at the dealership. Every type of Ram truck you've been waiting for. 2500s, 3500s, even some 4500s. Been looking for a new Dodge Charger or Challenger? They've got them at Richland. And don't go far looking for a new Jeep, Wranglers, Cherokees, Gladiators, even some work vans. Yes, it's like Christmas came early. But hurry, these will go fast. Richland on Southeast Main in Roswell.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I, live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/free. How much? Free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Ketchup was used as a medicine back in the 1930s. Mike uses ketchup to make friends. He doesn't have a lot of friends. Here's Mike Winters.
And that's going to do it for us, 10 o'clock. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of the day, your day. We got Travis and Sexton coming up next. We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow with an all-new show. Till then, take care. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND.